All right, ladies, gents, and those in between, thank you and welcome to episode 10 of the MMA Commonwealth Connection with Benny P and Jamal.
Welcome.
Let's get right into it. UFC No Shade just, well, I'm saying it just wrapped up. It wrapped up about 5 days ago, but good card. What you I guess we'll start off with the main event. How did you feel about that decision?
Um, the draw is interesting because realistically, there is no round in that fight that should be scored a 10-8. There are ones that can be scored 10-8 more than others. I wouldn't even say round 5 was the one to begin with, but did you ever notice that it seems to happen with casual MMA fans? If there's a close fight, they'll always just say it was a draw, even though there's no way there was a 10-8. That always happens. I feel like people just say, too close to call draw. Like, that's not how it works. You can't just score a draw because it was close.
I
Like,
seen a comment that said, I thought that fight was a draw. It's like, why is everyone mad? It's like, because you can't give it a 10-8, you cockhead.
Yeah, I feel, and whenever it's like the hardcore fans, they know how the scoring works. They either draw and you go, they immediately turn it aside to their friend and go, where the fuck is the 10-8 round in there? Where have they found that? But yeah, definitely some bias maybe. But this is what I was thinking. Before the decision was read out, I was either way with it because either the UFC have got to be biased towards Grasso because it's Noche, it's a hard card basically, it's the fucking Mexican Independence Day card, it's the entire Mexican crowd, or Shevchenko is on the cover of the game. And you think that does mean a bit of something, you know what I mean? Surely they've got a bit of leeway with that. So maybe they'd be biased to her because she's been put in the cover of the game. They want her to lose as well because they just had Adesanya lose to Strickland the week before. But end up saying, nah, we'll fucking just give him a draw. Neither of them win, neither of them lose. So very classic UFC there, getting their way basically both ways. So I guess we'll take it.
Yeah, the thing is, when I heard a draw, I was thinking, what round did they give 10-8 to Shevchenko? I
Yeah,
was thinking because she got a lot of control, and I'm thinking, well, I guess they do reward control time a lot more in women's fights, I've noticed. So I was thinking maybe they give
true.
Shevchenko a 10-8 for like having control. And then I literally fucking, my brain went into like fucking spaz mode when I read 10-8 in the fifth for Grasso. I'm like, she literally was losing like the three and a
Yeah.
half minutes of that round, and she won like a minute of it. It's like there's no fucking way that is a 10-8 like that. I don't know, fucking yeah, I don't know. I was completely thrown. I mean, you know what the weird thing is? Mike Bell's not normally a bad judge. He's normally a pretty solid judge.
Yeah, Eric Nixick said on Twitter, he's the head coach in Extreme Couture, for those who don't
Yeah,
know. He said that Mike Bell is one of the most consistent judges he's had when he's coaching fighters. I'm not sure how I feel about the whole, he's a human being, it's bound to happen. Like, fights aren't that hard to score. I think the only fight I've ever incorrectly scored live, I went back and rewatched inside was Sandhagen Dillashaw, where I thought Dillashaw got it, and I rewatched it, and I was like, realistically, Sandhagen did get that fight based on damage and effective shots. But other than that, I can't say I've ever had a fight that I watched and disagreed with my scorecard months later. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's actually
yeah,
that hard. And maybe being in the arena is a different story. But even then, like when I went to the Cage Warriors card, there was a few decisions where I was like, that doesn't seem right, and I rewatched it, and I was right, and it was a fucking weird scorecard here and there. So I don't know. I'm not sure about that whole human error thing. I feel like it's your job, and you should be able to do it. Like scoring a 10-8 round in that fight would be like an electrician coming and just breaking every fucking cord in your house basically and turn off the power. Do you know what I mean? Like you're doing your job badly, not even incorrectly, just poorly, really badly, and it's detriment to these fighters as well. So I don't know, but it's done. It's a draw. And hopefully we can fucking move on from Shevchenko getting a title shot. That's what I say.
I can speak from personal experience. Like when I went to UFC 284 in person, I definitely I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did score the Volkanovski Islam fight 4 rounds to 1 for Volkanovski. So maybe it is a bit harder. But then also at the same time, I did give the Jimmy Crute Alonzo Menifield a draw, which it did end up being. So I could correctly tell that. So
Yeah,
I guess
but that's almost a different case because with the judge, they're supposed to be unbiased. If you're the Australian in the Australian crowd and Volkanovski's fighting Islam, there's got to be some tense feelings there. But yeah, I think the judges should be straight in the middle, impartial, and then no sides on either side of the fight. But As with us.
Yeah, definitely. And in my defense, I scored the fourth round to Volk because I thought he did more damage, even knowing Islam had the back for most of it. But I guess Dominic grappling, even knowing Islam did no damage. So.
Yeah. I could see it. I'm not sure about the 4-1, but I could see it's interesting.
Yeah. I've got watching it back. I think I still give it to Volk, but I only give him 3 rounds to 2.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, we're not, we're not going to discuss. I've never been more upset after a fight event before in my life. I literally fucking had to train all the way to the city, had to train all the way back home. I'm just looking down at my fucking UFC hat that I bought while I was standing outside in the fucking sun, looking at it like, why do I fucking watch this sport?
Yeah, but let's be realistic. It could have been a lot worse. Like, I feel like a lot of people were picking Islam by like fucking finish and stuff. I picked him by decision. I feel like people have constantly underrated Volk. Like, it could have been a Makachev fucking knee in the clinch KO, you know what I mean? But realistically,
Yeah.
it was a competitive decision, and if anything, his stock went up. So could have been a lot worse.
I picked Volk in that because I said to my friend after that fight, I'd pick Volk against Jesus Christ himself at this point because Volk just seems to always have competitive. Even if he loses to fucking Makachev, he arguably wins it. It's like I just can't pick against Volk at this point. But yeah, Mike Bell still. I don't understand how you can even see that 5th round for a 10-8. I did see. I think it was MMA Guru who said it. He said that his hypothesis for this was Mike Bell looked at his scorecard and he's like, oh, fuck, this fight's going to go to Shevchenko. I got to fucking even this out. So he made it a 10-8 in the 5th.
Yeah, I could see that. And also, I don't know if any of the judges have social media, but if we can maybe hunt down Mike Bell's Instagram and check his likes to see if he's been liking any of those Alexa Grasso feet pics, maybe check what he's into and stuff, maybe see if there's any bias in that regard. And,
Well, I did actually go through his Twitter, and the most recent thing he retweeted was a video of Brendan Moreno at a wrestling event, and he said, "Love it," laughing emojis. So I think obviously Grasso and Moreno are a bit different, but they're both Mexican fighters, so maybe Mike Bell has a bit of a Mexican bias. I've seen a bunch of people on Twitter calling him Mike Bellaquez.
Let's just leave it at this. This is all I'll say. If Alexa Grasso starts an OnlyFans and Mike Bell subscribes to it, then we know what's what, and we can come back to this event and see it for what it was. That's what I'll say for that.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find him on there, Jamal, because I'm sure you'll be the first one signed up to the Alexa.
Trust me, I'll be in there. I'll be in there with him. You know what I mean? So, as it is, I'll be able to check the subscribers list and everything. Yeah, trust me, I'll be in there infiltrating it just for research purposes to find out if Mike Bell's there for no other reason. But as it is.
To be fair, all with all respect to Alexa Grasso, I never realized she was like so gorgeous until like the fucking media day for last week. Like, without being a simp, like I never realized her true beauty until that. But yeah, still, she's a beast,
Yeah.
And they're doing a trilogy as well. I've seen, so that's another fucking rematch trilogy we're getting for UFC title fights. Ultimate Rematch Fighting Championship.
Yeah, it feels like when I started watching the sport, I can't remember what the first trilogy would have been. It would have been Volkanovski Holloway, but I mean, when I was into the sport and I was months into watching it. I feel like trilogies in this were not that common. Am I wrong? I feel like they never used to happen this much. I feel like every year we had at least like 2 or 3 of them, because I feel like it's just the top contenders don't fight anymore. It's a big issue on the sport, and people are getting less active, which is just annoying. But yeah, Shevchenko's getting the rematch because he's the big name, I guess.
Even in the PFL, they've just booked Chris Wade versus Bubba Jenkins for the trilogy. It's like, why the fuck do they have to fight 3 times? Like, apparently they have beef and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, surely just match these guys up against different guys every once in a while. Like, I don't know. It might just be me. Maybe I'm very, I just like fresh matchups a lot. But it gets so repetitive watching the same guys fights like over and over again. It's like, I think they need to prioritize fresh matchups. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, definitely, I don't disagree. Same thing with the PFL one. They fought the 1-on-1 Jenkins and Wade, and yeah, they've had beef every fight they've had so far. But I mean, I think PFL struggles to matchmake the other cards when they don't have the tournament formula to rely on, because they've not got a lot of people that are signed that can actually have competitive fights with each other.
I did see that Walsh is still an amateur, still fighting in the amateurs. I don't know. I like the guy, so You know, maybe it's easier to matchmake him these easy fights and everything, but I want to see that guy go fucking pro before long. So I really like his style. I want to see him. Just this would just be an amazing storyline. You know, Ali Walsh versus Cassius Clay Collard, just the perfect fucking fight.
Yeah, I don't mind. I think it's a smart strategy, just building his amateur career and getting fucking showcase. I mean, he's above Wade and Jenkins in the prelims. He's the top of the prelims. And he gets put in the main card every other card than that. So I respect I respect what he's doing. He's not fighting the worst guys either. He could be fighting absolute cans, but he's fighting, somewhat respectable names.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about the no shake card as well, we gotta speak about that co-main event. I've seen too many people, especially that dumb motherfucker Kevin Ioli, giving it a 30-27 Kevin Holland. How does the sport? He needs to go get a fucking eye test and go to a fucking retirement home and never watch the sport again because it's party's over, Grandpa. You don't know how to fucking score fights, my friend. You need to give up. Are you a doctor, Dana? Are you a doctor? No, you need to go see a fucking eye doctor, motherfucker. Sorry.
Yeah, I believe I worded it senile old mole rat on my story. I believe that's the way I worded it, which I do stand by to this day. Yeah, I remember watching it live at the MMA Guru stream on, and after the second round, I turned to look at the chat, and I would say 95% of that chat, MMA Guru's chat, as degenerate as they are, they watch the sport and they pay attention. That entire chat was 1-1, and I looked at it and said, really, 1-1? I feel like JDM's clearly won these last two rounds, and I thought he won the last round quite clearly as too. And I always say this, I bring this up so many times because it's the easiest way to put it. Close fights can have clear winners. Think about Robert Whittaker versus Darren Till. It was a close fight, it was a competitive fight. You can't give it to Till. You cannot give that decision to Till. Same with this one. It was a competitive fight. Holland didn't get absolutely worked and beat down, but JDM won that fight undisputedly. And also, I don't think it was a bone fight either. I feel like the crowd started booing it and I was a little bit confused. I wasn't what people were expecting in the sense that it was some fucking fight the night war or something. But these two styles do kind of add up to that because I don't know how to explain it. Holland's near unfinishable, and JDM's funnest fights are when he's able to just work on people and finish them in the first round. And JDM doesn't get baited into that often. I think that was a bit of a one and done with that face fight. I think he's a lot smarter than that fight showed to get into a brawl with Holland, which is what he could have lost. That was Holland's best chance of winning. But yeah, I didn't think it was a bad fight. I didn't think it was a robbery. So I'm not on the majority side when it comes to that, apparently.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, most people don't think it was robbery. Like, I put up a tweet about how Jamal Hill, was very vocal about Holland winning that fight and that JDM's on a 2-fight losing streak, even though he clearly won both them fights. And every person was agreeing that, yeah, Jamal Hill was like way off here. So that was good to see at least. But yeah, I actually enjoyed the fight. I was shitting bricks because I like both guys, but obviously I'm going for JDM because he's from my city. He's the first fighter I've ever actually met. But I clearly thought he won that 30-27. Non-biasedly, I scored that. I just thought he was landing the way cleaner shots, the better shots. A lot of what Kevin Holland was landing, which they counted, were all on JDM's guard. And then they were leg kicks that JDM was checking. And then JDM's leg kicks were even hurting Kevin Holland too, it seemed like. So yeah, just a weird one. I don't know. I've rewatched it about 3 or 4 times. I don't know how anyone can score that fight for Kevin Holland.
Yeah, and not only did Holland miss a lot, like he said, I'm not saying a lot of people saying this really enough. Like, a lot of the shots that Holland landed were landed on the forearms. Not a lot of shots got clear through anyway. But yeah, I don't see the controversy around it. I think it's just that there was the Jamal Hill, who's the Jamal Hill, like he's a fucking pop star or something. Yeah, he's just friends with Kevin Holland, so he's got to have that bias. But I think people just want to go with that. People like to stand up for stuff, even if there's no logic behind it. So they want to seem like, yeah, Kevin Holland was screwed, but yeah, he wasn't. The right man won.
Yeah, and then fucking Terrence McKinney shaking my head. JDM got back-to-back bad decisions. Like, shut up, man. Go tell people how you died 3 times again.
I seen someone call him Terrence McTwitter. I just thought it was quite funny. But yeah.
I did love when him and the Guru were beefing. Just somebody responded to Terrence McKinney with just a photo of him out cold after Bomb Fiend flying kneed him with a Twitter emoji. Like,
the thought bubble. Yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that.
Unfortunate news. Speaking of Terence McKinney, that Chris Duncan's out of that fight.
Yeah, so it was initially reported that it was an injury, but then Chris Duncan said it just isn't at all. He has visa issues. So he's in America right now. He's training at ATT, which he's done for the past couple of years. He's in Florida, but apparently it's just the time to get another one scheduled, I'm assuming. So apparently he's got to stay in America and try to get another fight sorted soon, and he still wants to get the fight rebooked with Terence McKinney. But Terence McKinney, fair play to him. If we consider when Ziam pulled out with a fucking news article that said he died, and then for this one, he literally just said, "Well wishes, man. Hope you heal up soon." I don't know why Terence McKinney hated Faraz Ziam so much compared to Chris Duncan, but he gave a very nice, good response when Duncan.
I don't know if you remember this, but there was a point where he was like people were like having a go at him, and he was like, he said something about how I don't know how it got to this conversation, but Terence McKee just essentially said, you know, America could just nuke Algeria and France if they wanted to. I forget if it was France or Algeria. He just brought up that America has more nukes than France, I think it was. And he said, you know, we could just nuke France. It's like, I don't even know how the fuck he got to that conversation, but he deleted it. But yeah, Terence McKinney was talking about fucking nuclear war because of Faraz Ziam pulling out. So that was.
Well, I think Ziam is part Algerian as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is who the fuck was that guy that just fought in Paris? The guy that looks identical to him.
Yanis Gamori.
Yanis Gamori, yeah, I think he's French and Algerian as well. So yeah, I guess that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I can't remember if he said Algeria or France, but he said one of them, and he just said, you know, America could nuke them. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, you're an MMA fighter, you're not a fucking politician. You don't have fucking access to the fucking nukes.
I don't know. Terence McKinney's a weird one because he's got a really weird voice, and he's got a very childlike appearance. He's got a very childlike voice as well. Terence McKinney looks like he's got like a baby face filter on. He looks like 4 years old the way he looks, and then he's got a very weird kind of like mumble rapper voice as well. He's a very strangely built human being.
Terence McKinney, like but the fish from Shark Tales.
Oh, the one that Will Smith voices, like the main one.
Yeah. He looks like him.
I can see it a little bit, but yeah, Terence McKinney, strange guy all around, but yeah. Oh, I hope I get fight. Apparently, he's got to stay in that card versus someone, so we'll see who he fights. Hopefully, it's not fucking Mike Breeden again, but you never know.
Mike Breeden's fighting the GOAT, Anshul Jubilee.
The King of Lions will reign. He will take fucking Pride Rock back.
I'm actually really rooting for Anshul Jubilee. I'm not gonna lie. I really want there to be like a fucking. I don't know. It'd just be cool to have like a fucking Indian representative in the UFC who actually succeeds, because obviously there was that guy who got Song Yadong on short notice,
Bharat Kandari.
Yeah, but he got fucked up, and then I think I read that he's looking after his like elderly mother or something, so he's not coming back anytime soon. So Ansong Jubilee is like the best hope for India to have like a representative, and I think he's actually got a pretty fun style from the fights I've seen.
Oh, I'm fully behind the whole fucking anti-Jubilee movement. There's a couple on Twitter right now which are very clearly a joke. Like there's the fucking Mick Parkin movement. Where there's like a couple of Mick Parkin fan accounts. It is really funny. There's a group of guys on Twitter who I think a lot of them are for the UK. One of them's called Jimbo J. He's got a very funny account. He just posts absolute shit in it, and it's all very tongue-in-cheek.
He responded to me because I put out a post saying that Mick Parkin's going to absolutely destroy Caio Machado, and he responded with, "You must be an Australian wizard," with a bunch of like emojis with like a tick in it and like a fucking. It was he called a mathematician. He said, "You must be an Australian mathematician," tick, and then a fire emoji and all this stuff. And I was like, "How the fuck do I respond to this?"
When the fight got announced, they literally posted like, "Rally your troops, alert the village, Mick Parkin as a fight." Like, I don't know. I find that stuff quite funny. The whole unironic fucking fight. And then when you know the thing where it was like undefeated fighters with the lowest win percentages of their opponents, I was like, Mick Parkin's almost won. It's not a good thing that he's fucking fought people with losing records. But yeah, shout out to fucking Jimbo J and all the fucking guys on Twitter with the fucking Mick Parkin fan accounts, because it is funny. I bet that's quite cool for him, you know, because Mick Parkin, people did. Oh, by the way, I did not know who he was until he got to Contender Series at all, because he was fighting random guys at fucking Rise and Conquer and shit like that.
I had no faith in him winning his Dana White Contender Series, and then he just immediately fucking chokes out
Neves.
Yeah, Neves. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he just fucks up Jamal Pokes, and you know, Pokes won some fights. Obviously not against the most highest level guys, but still, you know, I mean, Pokes did come into that fight like clinically obese. Like he was You know, he was booked for a 205 fight, and he weighed in 265 pounds against Mick Parkin. But still, Parkin actually looked pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was going to fight for. I think he was going to fight. I actually just fucking lost the name. The camera Tafon Chukwu. He was going to fight
Yeah.
him, which size wise would have been a very interesting fight to see. But yeah, Mick
Former
Parkin.
middleweight.
Yeah, exactly. Technique wise, Mick Parkin's not bad for an unranked heavyweight. He actually isn't, but it must be quite. If he sees it, I hope he takes it well as a joke because it must be quite cool for these guys. Remember when there was Curtis Blades Twitter and everyone was saying that Curtis Blades was. He thought that was funny and he thought it was kind of cool. I think these fighters must appreciate that. Like if he sees there's a bunch of Mick Parkin fan accounts, even if it's a joke, he must kind of like it. I think it must be some. It's quite wholesome in a way. It's all in good nature, you know what I mean. Even if it's a joke, it's like it's at no one's expense, really, if you know what I mean.
It's like there's a whole Muhammad Usman movement as well.
Yes.
Some of the same guys as well.
There is.
There's a bunch of Muhammad Usman profile pictures on Twitter at the moment.
With him with the belt as well. I have seen them. Yes.
Yeah,
I have seen
the motor Muhammad Usman.
Speaking of Muhammad Usman, do you want to do the picks for the card, or do you want to talk about the fights that Dana announced?
Yeah, so we'll talk about them. But is there any other fights from last week's card that you would want to talk about?
I don't know. Do you want to give a little monologue about Tracy Cortez or something?
Tracy Cortez actually looked really good. I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to a Eternal fighter. I won't mention his name but we were talking back and forth, and he's like, "Fuck, Jasmine Jazudavicius is so fucking slow. Like, she looks like she was like fighting in my dreams the way she was moving. Like it was really. I don't know if she. I can't remember. I don't remember her being so slow in our other fights, but she literally looked like she was in a pool or something. She was just moving so slow.
It is weird when you see, because I don't think it was like a dominant win from Cortez. I thought she won, but Just the Vicious had her moments, and she beat Miranda Maverick with ease. It makes you wonder how fucking good is Natalia Silva, really? Because she absolutely fucking schooled her in her debut. So I think
I think she's someone to look out for, Natalia Silva.
Yeah, because I didn't know who she was until that fight, and then I came in. I think everyone was picking Jazz the Vicious to beat her easily, and then she just absolutely fucking schooled her. So.
Oh, we gotta talk about the GOAT Raul Rosas Jr. If anyone told me that Raul Rosas Jr. was going, so I was picking Raul Rosas to win, but if anyone told me that he would fucking stiffen Terrence Terrence
McKinney. Imagine.
Just fucking jumps the cage and punches Terrence McKinney. No, if anyone told me that he would stiffen Terrence Mitchell on the feet, I would not have believed it. I thought his striking was like unbelievably bad, that I never thought he would ever drop anybody. But literally his next fight after Christian Rodriguez, he literally goes in there and does that. So I was pretty impressed with his improvements. Obviously, Terrence Mitchell has been chinned before by Kai Kara France, but still, that's a high-level flyweight.
I was a while ago as well. I was a while ago. But yeah, you could not have told me that fucking Raul Rosas was going to finish full camp Terrence Mitchell quicker than Simon did in short notice.
Yeah, no, that crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I guess the Raul Rosas fucking hype train's like back in full force, which I never completely jumped off him. I actually rate Christian Rodriguez. I don't think he's a bad fighter at all. You know, he gave Jonathan Pierce a pretty tough fight on short notice, upper weight class. So yeah, I wasn't completely off Raul Rosas, but I think give Raul Rosas fucking. Oh, I had a name. I can't remember who it was now, but just give him like the lowest. Oh, it was the guy who lost to Rinya Nakamura in Singapore.
Fernie Garcia.
Yeah, I was like, you know, if Fernie Garcia wants another shot, he has to fight Raul Rosas Jr., you know. Yeah. They gave JP Buys another shot, so maybe either do him, you could do JP Buys versus Raul Rosas, but I think JP Buys is out at this point. Or you do him versus Fernie Garcia. Just build him up slowly. He's literally fucking 18 years old.
Yeah, so we don't have to rush him at all, but yeah, the whole hype train derailment thing is very strange. When the guy's fucking 18, he's got so long until he's even like physically built for like how he's going to be for the rest of his career. Like he's probably got to have a Chase Uber thing where he has to move up a weight class eventually because he just grows, something like that. Who probably obviously move up to lightweight, but he was a big featherweight anyway, and Raul's ain't that big for bantamweight, so we'll see. But yeah, it felt a bit unfair. People saying he was washed and stuff like that, which is very interesting when the guy's 18. But yeah, he can take his time.
I know Lucas Tracy keeps saying that Raul Rosas should move to flyweight, but I don't reckon. I reckon he's definitely going to be featherweight, or even because he's so young, he could eventually go to lightweight because you don't know how much this guy. Like he could realistically, Raul Rosas could grow an inch because he's fucking 18 years old. Like he could have a random growth spurt and he could literally be 6'3" for all we fucking know. I doubt that, but
I'm sorry, but that would have been an absolutely terrifying sight if Raul Rosas Jr. was 6'3", just paroling the streets. Jesus.
just fucking randomly. It'd be so funny though if he literally grows like 3 inches or something, like just his tail of the tape just fucking changes. His reach like grows by like 3 inches too or some shit.
Yeah, hopefully none other part of his fucking body grows anymore than it needs to, because Jesus, we're going to be doing something special though.
And then I did want to talk about Roman Kopylov as well. I was very impressed with his performance. Obviously, it's Josh Fremd, but I was impressed with the durability of Josh Fremd in that fight. He took some fucking damage.
Yeah, I do have an issue that people are now putting Roman Kopylov in the best strikers in the UFC conversation, which has annoyed me slightly because he's having really good performances and he is beating these guys with fucking sick finishes. Like his entire win streak has been combinations of fucking head kick and a body shot. Like it's very good to see at middleweight, but he is beating De Chirico and Josh Fremd and Claudio Ribeiro. Like he isn't beating the best middleweights, shall we say? And my other issue with Kopylov is not his. Like I don't have any issues with him. It's more about the way the people are talking about him. He's a lot old. I thought he was like mid-20s. He looks really young. He's got a really like baby face. I thought he was like 24, 25. I think he's like 31, 32, which is weird. I don't think he was that old. So we might have to fucking speed him up a little bit and stop giving him the fucking. We might have to get him in the rankings a little bit. Now we're putting Hernandez in there. Might have to boot them against each other. Yeah, speed things up with Roman Kopylov a little bit because I didn't realise he was that fucking old.
I'm thinking Kopylov versus Chris Curtis would make sense, but I did see that Chris Curtis was talking about going down to welterweight, but he fucking keeps doing it and he keeps taking fights at middleweight. So I say let's just put him against Roman Kopylov. Fun fight, both boxers.
I wouldn't mind that at all, and I'd get him into the rankings as well.
I would say I wouldn't say Roman Kopylov's one of the best strikers because it is middleweight, but I would say he's arguably up there for one of the best strikers at middleweight. But
yeah, I'll definitely. I've been saying this about middleweight for a while. I think Petrosian's a better striker than half the guys in the rankings. I don't think you could argue Petrosian's a worse striker than Marvin Vittorius. I don't think you can make that argument. And there's a couple of other guys outside the rankings in middleweight who are coming up who we'll see how they end up and stuff. I'm not going to say Bo Nickel or anything like that, even though he's fucking fair play to him, he's got power. But I mean, technique-wise, Petrosian and a lot of the guys at middleweight, I don't disagree with that at all. But we'll see how it goes from here.
Yeah. Fucking, what was I going to say? Yeah. Imagine Armen Petrosian with like a normal reach because he has a really small reach.
He's got really short arms. I think he's like 71, 72. It's the issue.
71, I believe.
And he's a bit older. I think he's like 32, 33, which is the issue with him. But Armen Petrosian, after the CLD fight, I don't like a career deep dive to him. He's actually got a really he's actually really good, you know. I knew he was good before the CLD fight. He's actually really good. I remember looking at his stats in the UFC and that, and all the individual stats and that. The amount he outstrikes people on the feet is crazy. I think you don't realise it when you're watching it live, but he makes every shot count. He doesn't throw a shot just for the sake of it, Petrosian. And his 2 losses, one was actually the UFC against a guy who didn't really do well before it or after it. He got caught in the first round. It was a bit of an early stoppage. And his other loss was Kyle Bahalio, which just on paper is not a bad loss. I've been saying this. You need to watch that fight. Petrosian's got an argument to win that, you know. I think Bahalio gets the first round, but Petrosian the other 2 rounds, it out damages him and outlands him. And Bahalio doesn't do anything. He gets his back for a bit, and gets him down, but doesn't get any damage, doesn't get any submission attempts. So there's an argument Petrosian's beat fucking Kyle Bahalio. So if he was a bit younger, I think he'd be something to really look out for. I think he beats Vieira, though. I think he beats Rodolfo Vieira, but yeah, very underrated, Petrosian.
To be fair, though, at middleweight, being older doesn't fucking matter because I feel like middleweight's one of those divisions where age, obviously it matters a little bit, but there is a lot of anomalies in that division. So maybe Petrosian could just have like a late career resurgence. It's honestly, he reminds me of sort of how I thought Edmund Shabazian would be. Like he's got a very similar style, in my opinion. To obviously, Edmund's a bit more tidy with the hands, but
yeah,
he's Armen Petrosian's got better cardio, I'd say, than Edmund Shabazian does, and obviously they're both Armenian.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got a lot better cardio. Petrosian, what he's good at is he's not got a fucking crazy high pace, but he sets a pace and keeps it. He doesn't slow down. But yeah, he's a lot less explosive, I'd say, than Shahbazyan. His finishing ability is not really that great. Like, he beat the guy in the contender series by head kick, which was good. But other than that, he hasn't been shown to be like a crazy finisher or anything like Shahbazyan was. But yeah, he's definitely a more well-rounded, a lot more patient, and dangerous across a longer distance than Shahbazyan. Yeah.
God, I hope Edmund can fix his cardio issues because he's a fun fighter to watch.
Yeah, I know. And he is young as well. He's he's the same kind of boat as Jimmy Crute, but he's actually young enough to make a comeback still. But yeah, and Petrosian trains at the same gym as Kopylov as well. That's a fucking good training partner to have with the two of them bouncing off each other.
Yeah, definitely. But the only annoying thing is I would have loved to have seen that fight.
Yeah, that would have been like two strikers, but two very different styles of striking, if you know what I mean. That'd be interesting to see how that played out.
Did you see what's his name? Ali Abdelaziz's tweet where he was like, Ansor Magomedov, look out for this kid. He's like some 5-0 or 6-0 guy from Dagestan, and he's a lightweight. He's like, I swear they're making these guys in factories. I've never heard of this guy before. But yeah, he put out what's his name? His name is Amru Magomedov. Never heard of him before, but Ali Abdelaziz says to watch out for him.
Yes, I think there's actually a misconception that I think that there's a couple of MMA fans who genuinely think Dagestan's like a small village on the side of a cliff, which isn't true. It's not just like
there's like 3 million people there.
Yeah, it's a big city that goes into like the fucking beach, fucking ocean front. It's a big city, but like I think, yeah, it is weird how they just breed fucking fighters and like. But yeah, I think some people genuinely do believe it's a fucking snowy cliff in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's not exactly true, but there are parts obviously. What's going in the fucking mountains and shit.
I am getting like the fucking vibe that like being an MMA fighter is like the number one profession to have in Dagestan though, because there's literally fucking such over-representation of MMA fighters from Dagestan. Even 100%. Like Shamil Gaziev and a bunch of Dagestanis who represent Bahrain as well. Like this,
yeah.
And there's just I don't know. There's fucking so many of them. Like, and they're starting to represent like other nations and shit like that. So it's like fucking hell. There's just so many of them.
Shout out to Shamil Gaziev for the fucking funniest winning in the history of the contenders.
Yeah, I know that was
fucking
his back taken and subbed.
The knockdown, the fact that Velasco didn't try to do anything and still got his back taken and somehow fucked that up and got his back taken and just didn't fight the hands at all and just submitted. It was the most heavyweight fight in the history of the sport. Immediately gets knocked down, doesn't try to fight it, the knockdown, and somehow still gets Gazi's back, but then gets his own back taken and subbed. Like, it was the fucking funniest fight I've ever seen. It was so funny.
After that, Greg Velasco's only lost to the GOATs, Shamil Gaziev and Hamdi Abdullah.
True, he's on the comeback, man. But yeah, Gaziev, fucking what a beast, man. Someone posted, "You can kill the man, but not the idea," and it was a picture of Gaziev and Shamil Abdurakhimov.
Yeah, I know, I've seen that.
Because they look quite similar before, but yeah, another Shamil back in the division. Shout out to Shamil Abdurakhimov Appreciation Club. I'm sure he's happy that he's got a new Shamil to look out for. Don't be surprised if he changes that account to fucking Shamil Gaziev Appreciation Club, because see it happening.
Wonder what's gonna happen to the other Shamil, because he got cut, so I wonder if he's gonna fight again in like fucking an ACA or some shit.
Yeah, because him going to fucking finance club or something like that. But yeah,
well, he'll probably be in a fucking boxing match against Datsik, Vladimir Datsik. Before you know Vladimir Datsik.
I don't think so. No, not off the top of it.
He was like this guy who knocked out Andrei Arlovsky in like 1999, and then he was like had a psychotic breakdown. He went to a mental institute. He broke out of a mental institute, fled to Norway. Then he got deported back to Russia, became a neo-Nazi. Then he got out of prison, went and started going to whorehouses and making prostitutes walk the street naked as he took all their money and took the piss out of them. Then got arrested again. And now he's just having fucking boxing matches, kickboxing matches, and MMA matches again. At like 44 years old. And he looks like a Russian Tank Abbott.
Fair play to him. I was going to suggest fucking Shamil Abdurakhimov versus Owen, a kind of boxing match, but maybe we can do that instead.
Yeah, Dancik actually knocked out the guy who knocked out Olenek, that Ole Thompson guy.
Oh, I thought, yeah. The English guy.
Yeah, there was also it was a funny headline, but a very fucked up headline where it was like bloody elbow, and it was like convicted rapist booked against neo-Nazi. And it was Dadsik versus Alexander Emelianenko, and the neo-Nazi got a 13-second KO.
Yeah, I think you may have sent me that, but yeah, I don't know. The Russian combat sports scene's a very interesting one.
Yeah, I can't believe Olenek won a pure boxing match in fucking 33 seconds. Like, out of all the ways.
I've never seen the footage of that fight before, and I've never seen the KO. I need to know how that happened. I need to know how you're getting really caught by that against Olenek, because he's got pop in his shots because of the way he swings. But like at his fucking age, man, the damage he's taking. How are you getting caught that early in a fucking pure boxing match?
Well, what I read, the guy was literally 0-1 in that was his first. I looked at his Tapology, and that was his first like fight ever. So, and he was like 42. So I honestly, I think he was just some fucking fat guy who took his first boxing match against Olenek, and it didn't go too well for him.
Paid the price for dealing with the bull constrictor.
I feel like we're gonna be talking about Olenek fighting for like another 10 years though.
He said he wants to fight for another 10 years, I think, after he beat Vandera, which was, I think, that was last year, I think. So, fucking honestly, probably go until he's, like, mid-50s, we'll see.
Oh, respect it for fucking Olenek. He needs to get on TRT, though, I reckon, now that he's on the Russian scene. Fucking roid up, have some fucking fun fights.
I could see it. Maybe it was already, and it's just not fucking going well for him, so...
We need since Bob Sapp's making his comeback. How about Bob Sapp versus Alexei Olenek? That'd be a fun one.
I can actually see him do that. To be fair, I think that would be. Oh, I don't know actually, because Olenek's kind of tough and he doesn't get put out cold a lot, so kind of got to TKO. So maybe he could survive, and Bob Sapp would just fucking gas and throw the fight in 30 seconds like he usually does at this point in his career. So
I could actually see an Ezekiel choke for Olenek.
Bob Sapp, at a certain point, at a certain point, Bob Sapp is just there to be submitted by. He's literally there to get highlight reels submitted by whatever submission you want to try. He's like a fucking sparring partner. He just doesn't know what to do.
It is so crazy that he beat fucking Ernesto Houston kickboxing twice with literally no technique at all. Just literally disproving that martial arts really help you against bigger opponents when they try.
Yeah. So do you want to get into the? Would you want to do first the Fizzy Gamrot card or the fucking 3 fights he got announced? What do you think?
What do you reckon?
I think we should cover the 3 fights first, then we can end up with the picks for the card.
All right, yeah, sounds good. So we'll start off with the fight. At least me personally, I'm least hyped for out of the 3, but still hyped for it. But I guess we'll talk about Pantoja versus Royval.
Yeah, I'm always going to be interested in the flyweights because obviously that's what I'm going to compete in. That's what, all goes according to plan. That's the fucking belt I'm going to be fighting for one day. That's the fucking optimistic side of me. But yeah, so I'm always going to be excited for these fights, and I get why they did it. Outside of Moreno, there's not really anyone you can give a title shot to other than Royval. And it doesn't help that the fought before and the fight wasn't really competitive is the issue. Royval's always going to be dangerous because he's very sporadic and he throws a lot of weird shit like spinning back elbow he always goes for. A lot of knees out the middle and stuff. Like fucking Nicolau and Kai Kara-France are 2 fucking solid ones to finish them as well in the way he did. But I don't know how differently this is going to go to the first fight, to be honest with you, because I think Pantoja's even got better than I think Royval's got better, but Pantoja I think's even got better since that fight. And he did win the one. He didn't win the first one by rocking him and then submitted him. He beat him in both areas of that fight. So I would struggle to pick Royval. He's always got to be dangerous, but I think I'm going to go with Pantoja by. I'll maybe say submission again. Maybe even the same round.
And if I remember correctly, wasn't that Bontorin fight that Royval won?
Wasn't
that controversial?
Yeah, that was a controversial fight. I remember showing it live for Royval, and then I think there's a good argument for Bontorin winning that one. I think it was a whole damage versus control thing, but Royval didn't do enough damage really when Bontorin was controlling him. But yeah, there was a lot of controversy about that fight. Yeah.
And then he got dropped by Schnell in that fight.
He did, but Royval does get dropped a lot. The thing is, he's got a good chin, but he's just very droppable. Which people would say with a good chin, but he's hard to put away, if you know what I mean. But he gets dropped quite a lot. Good recovery, exactly. Like Kai Kara-France fight where he got dropped and immediately go back up and fucking elbow him and shit. That was a crazy fight, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Pantoja. Like I thought that fight was last year for some reason. I thought it was January of last year, but it was actually August 2021.
Yeah, it was the Cannonier Gastelum card.
Yeah, but still, yeah, Pantoja dominated that fight from memory. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Pantoja. I think I think he just gets this one done. I don't know. It's got to just be rematches from now on for fucking Pantoja though, unless they give Albazi the.
Yeah, Albazi's probably the option as well, but apparently Albazi's fighting Moreno. That's not confirmed or anything, but I've seen that being thrown around quite a lot. That's got to happen.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Yeah, definitely would make a lot of sense. Albazi fucking always throws me. He threw me off the first time he did a post-fight interview. I was not expecting that accent to come out of him, just because he represents Iraq, and then you just hear the most British accent ever.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the fucking the Bashar brothers as well. They've got, I think Javid as well. Javid Bashar's got a real fucking English accent. That's because they all moved to the UK, I think, and training as well. Love that, I think.
I'm pretty sure, I don't know which one it was, but one of the Basharat brothers like shoved fucking Mike Jackson when that Jake Shields fucking incident happened, because obviously they're mates with Jake Shields. And yeah, I was watching an interview with Mike Jackson like a few months ago, and yeah, he was like, some little twerp came and pushed me, some little bantamweight or something. He says, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Basharat brothers would starch Mike Jackson, even with the size difference.
No, either of the Bashar brothers would beat Mike Jackson in an MMA fight. I truly do believe that. But yeah.
And then what do you want to talk? Which fight you more hyped for, the Covington Edwards or Prohaska Pereira?
I think, like, build-up wise, Leon Colby would be more fun, but the actual fight, like, you can't deny Alex versus Yuri is that's a fucking movie level fight. That is, you know, the picture they always put around is fucking Yuri with the fucking samurai sword and shit in the mountains, and Alex Pereira with the fucking all the body paint on, the fucking tribal headgear and the fucking bow and arrow. It's like a fucking fight from 100,000 years ago. Like, the actual fight of that has got to be so fucking nerve-wracking when those two get in there, because you know some shit's got to happen. I think that's a fight where someone's getting fucking brutally finished.
Oh yeah, I think where they're both gonna get rocked in the exchanges, and we're not gonna know who's. We're just gonna. This is gonna be the fight. Oh my god, he's rocked. Oh my god, he's out. You know, it's gonna be one of them getting rocked and the other one's going out. Like, it's gonna be one of those fights, like a Tai Tuivasa Greg Hardy type finish.
Yeah, I do think Yuri's got a better chance people give him credit for, because Pereira is old. And I will probably go with Pereira. Earlier, I'm thinking Pereira. I might switch, but I really could be easily convinced to pick Yuri. But I think Pereira wins it. Yuri just does. I don't think he'll grapple. Maybe this is a Strickland case where I said he could grapple and win, but he's not going to. And then Yuri just fucking starches him like Strickland. I know he didn't starch him, but Strickland didn't even grapple and he still beat Izzy. So maybe it could be some sort of situation like that. And he could. Yuri's got fucking power. He's awkward. I could see him hurting Pereira in the feet. Pereira is one loss by knockout away from being called a glass cannon by MMA fans, because I've seen a lot of people say that after the second Izzy fight, that he was a fucking glass cannon because he does get hurt quite a bit and he gets put in states about. I think a lot of that's the fucking kickboxing career, which does a lot of damage to him. But yeah, I'm thinking Alex.
That's the middleweight. I think he was a lot more durable. Even in kickboxing, he got rocked a lot at middleweight, but I think cruiserweight or light heavyweight, whatever they call it in kickboxing, I think it was 209 pounds. He was a lot more durable at that weight class. He was also more powerful, surprisingly. So
yeah, true. Now he's at light heavyweight as well. So yeah, I'll go with Alex, but I could be swayed the other way.
Hey, they keep saying it's white boy summer, so maybe Yuri's gonna get it done.
Well, yeah, it's white boy fucking autumn now, but we'll take it close. Like, best thing we're getting, I suppose.
I'm gonna go with Pereira. I just think Yuri's he gets rocked in every fight, and if he gets rocked by Pereira, he's probably definitely going out, especially if it's that left hook.
He could panic shoot though. Maybe he could panic shoot and get him down, but Pereira's takedown defense has improved, so I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. And then I'm actually for the Colby Covington versus Leon fight. I've decided the whole time I was picking Leon Edwards, but I'm decided I'm going with Colby now in that fight.
I think I'll take Leon. I don't really like the inactivity for Colby as well, and he's getting up there in age. And my big thing is that Colby does not have the power on the feet that Usman does. So I think there's a lot less to worry about for Leon. I think you've seen this even in the trilogy, the third fight where he was winning and he was doing good. There still was a bit of worry about the takedown coming. And not just a takedown, but lowering his hands to get hit up top. I don't think Colby's got the power that Usman does to make him worry like that. I think he can focus a lot more on just offense, defense, often defense well done. Also worrying about having to defend up high and the takedown, which is a big issue for him. So I'm going to go with Leon, but it is another really competitive fight. Colby could win. He's got the style to do it, but I'm going to go with Leon by decision, I think.
I actually think Colby's wrestling style is a lot better suited for a fight against Leon. Like I'd say he's technically a better wrestler than Usman. Usman probably is stronger. If you just look at him, he's probably a bit stronger. But I think the way Colby chain wrestles might actually be able to exhaust Leon. And watch Colby fucking drop him in the first, like fucking Strickland did to Izzy. It's just somehow.
Realistically, this is a match where that could happen. If Leon gets a bit, he kind of disregards it a little bit. Leon could get dinked in the chin, go down a little bit. I could see that happening. I don't know if he's going to get sparked out cold, but I could see him getting little wobbles for a second, definitely.
Colby just fucking brutally fucking starches Leon Edwards in the first round. That would be the weirdest timeline.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that'll happen, but I fucking never know at this point. I'm not fucking banking on anything not happening in MMA anymore.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that I think Colby's gonna get a decision here. I don't know. Realistically, I should be Leon, but I don't know. Just that photo of fucking Strickland, O'Malley, and Colby as champion is just stuck in my mind after Strickland won. The prophecy needs to be fulfilled.
That is getting fucking scarily close to it happening. And we're one fight away, and this one fight's fucking maybe the more likely of the rest of them, so we'll see.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited. I am a bit. I do actually think there was truth to Colby saying that John Jones didn't want to share a card with him because it was booked for December, the Colby Covington versus Leon fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that may actually maybe Colby wasn't bullshitting when he came to these.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I could easily have seen him doing that and then putting Yuri Alex on the December card with Moreno and Roy Val. See, that's the Freudian slip there. Moreno in every fucking title fight at flyweight. No, Pantoja and Roy Val. But yeah, I think there was a bit of an executive decision from John Jones to go, can you maybe push that Colby fight back a month a little bit, and we'll take the Yuri and Alex fight. Neither of them are going to shit talk me. You know what I mean? You know, that press conference with Colby there could have been a bit dire for John Jones. So yeah, I think there was a decision definitely made on that.
Colby should just show up to the fucking event with a microphone anyway. Just
yeah, what in the fucking like Li Jingliang with the media questions.
That's still fucking. I've still never been more fucking surprised to just see the leech. It was like, thought I woke up in a fucking parallel universe where fucking the leech is John Morgan. That's what I'm thinking of.
There's that one where, do you remember when Nunes and Pena were meant to fight in the Guy and Lewis card and Nunes had COVID or something, and then Pena showed up to the press conference to ask Dana where she was? There's a couple of other instances of that where fighters fucking show up at the press conference to ask a question, but yeah.
Yeah, that was that. That was fucking. I actually don't mind Juliana Pena. She trash talks and fight styles. It's horrible, but horrible in an entertaining way. You know, she throws punches like.
Yeah, I'd rather have Pena fight in the way that she does with very minimal technique, but entertainment than a shit boring half-guard simulator. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And she talks trash. She builds hype for her fights.
She does her best. She tries. I respect it.
Oh yeah, the trash talk's horrible, but still, it's the thought that counts.
The only thing I remember about Juliana Pena though is when you remember MMA Guru's fucking most attractive fighters tier list, and when he's talking about Pena, and he said she's like a porn actress who does like teaching ones and stuff like that. They've got to stay behind after class, and Pena's the fucking actor. Like that's what she looks like. And it's like that's just fucking. It's quite accurate. It's scarily accurate. That's the level that she's at. That's what MMA Guru said in that fucking video. It's fucking true as well.
Especially when she wears glasses.
Yeah, I can see it.
So they were all the fights announced. So I guess we'll go on to this weekend's card.
Let's do it.
So starting with the first fight for this card, which is
Tamiris Vidal and Rendon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think Vidal's going to fucking destroy Rendon. It's such a weird signing, in my opinion. She's 35 years old, and she's coming off a split decision over like a 4-4 opponent, and then she's got a bunch of split decisions on her record.
So, yeah, Tamiris Vidal, it's very masculine. which is, it sounds like I'm disregarding women's MMA, but I kind of am a little bit. It honestly works more than it doesn't. That logic. The more manly woman wins, I'd say 85% of the time in women's MMA. Not all the time. There's been some exceptions, but I think this is another one that comes through with that. And Vidal is actually kind of decent. Technically, she's not bad. She's got a lot of power, and that fucking last finish was a fucking like jump knee to the body. So she's a bit dynamic. So yeah, I can see her beating Rendon pretty easily.
I don't understand. This isn't even a short notice fight or anything. They just straight signed Montserrat for this fight. It's, I don't know, weird signing. It's like with Dana White Contender Series. They got Connor Matthews on there, but no Paul Hughes.
Yeah, I don't think Paul Hughes should be fucking Contender Series anyway. If Paul Hughes should be straight to the UFC. If anyone Cage Warriors are getting a fucking straight to the UFC deal, it's fucking Paul Hughes. But yeah, Connor Matthews.
Yeah, I know, but like still the fact.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, just I don't know, just bizarre, but I guess it is what it is. Oh, this was meant to be the card with Bruno Silva, Cody Durden, where Cody Durden was going to fight. We had 2 fights booked. Oh, that's unfortunate.
It was also meant to be the fucking return of Kisrev, but then he fucking ducked the Mamba.
Yeah, he didn't want that Jacob Malkoun smoke. He didn't want that fucking jab takedown combo.
You got Vidal as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think she's going to starch this Montserrat chick.
Yeah, and then it's Mizuki versus Hannah Goldie after that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm going with Mizuki. I just think Hannah Goldie's not very good, and obviously she's got her other side hustle.
Yep. Well, yeah, we can get that. We can get that if you want, but yeah, Mizuki. She's got to be one of the only fighters in UFC history where I know she's Mizuki anyway. But on the UFC, they do just call her Mizuki. Like, see if you watch like her fights in the teletape, she's just called Mizuki. Don't call her anywhere or anything. She might be one of the only fighters in UFC history to just get that as her name. Just a one name fucking announcement. Can't think of anyone else who would have got that treatment. But yeah, it's a random little fact there. But yeah, Hannah Goldie, nice assets, but actual fight wise, not the best. And I know Mizuki's been out for a while, but she's young enough to where I think she's probably been out just trying to get better overall. And she went to decision with Lemos as well in her last fight, which is not bad. So
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
I was going to say, yeah, that's one thing I noticed, that Mizuki's, all of her losses, none of them are bad at all. I think, yeah, one of them, obviously the Lemos. Who was the other one too? I think Grasso. She has a loss to Grasso, which that's not a horrible loss at all. And then, Hannah Goldie's literally going out there and getting fucking starched. Oh, she has a split decision to Vana Jandiroba, which isn't a bad split decision loss. She has a split decision to Karolina Kowicki. And then she has a DQ loss because she missed weight. So that's another loss that she shouldn't have. So, yeah, no, honestly, her losses aren't bad at all. And like going to a decision with Lemos, who's like a knockout artist, just that says a lot more to me than, Hannah Goldie, who's getting fucking flatline KO'd by Molly McCann in the first 2 minutes of the fight.
Yeah, I've definitely got Mizuki.
Yeah, but it's women's MMA, so flip a coin.
Yeah,
and then we got the motor, Muhammad Usman versus the fridge, Jake Collier.
The prototype versus the motor. I've seen a lot of people picking Collier, actually, which I kind of get, because Muhammad Usman's quite fucking bad, but if we're playing into the meme of it, Muhammad Usman, he's at least strong, and he does have power. Collier is okay purely because he used to be a middleweight and he's still got some middleweight technique residue, but that residue is slowly seeped into that fat fucking stomach of his. And
he is looking a bit slim. I did see a photo.
With him, I was like him outside with like 2 guys with him, and they were kind of just posing for the camera. And it was wearing a t-shirt, and it was a black t-shirt, so you never really know. But yeah, it looks a bit slimmer. It looks a bit. It said the same with fucking Derek Close against fucking Spivak, and look what happened there. But yeah, Collier, even if he's slimmer, I still think Usman can wrestle, not amazingly well, but he can wrestle, and if he gets on the feet, he can go to that.
Honestly, I think this fight's going to be a pretty boring fight, to be honest. I don't think Usman's going to go out there and KO Jake Collier, but
I don't know. Hopefully Collier puts in his fucking boxing gloves and starts fucking duking out like he did against Sherman with the fucking techniques and shit. But yeah, I'll go Muhammad Usman by decision, I think.
Yeah, if I honestly, I'm a fan of Jake Collier. If I'm being honest, I actually like him. I like his fight style. He seems like he's got some personality. I remember he responded to like Justin Tuffer's tweet for calling him out for a fight. He said, "Yeah, we'll do it if you can make weight, big man." Like
Dick. And then they booked the fight and it got fucking cancelled. We never seen it happen. It was going to happen on a random fucking fight
yeah,
night. They just got cancelled.
he was just in the post fight interviews like, "Okay, I'm down if you can make weight, big man." It's like. It's like a fucking movie character. But I love Jake Collier. I hope he doesn't get cut here. He was originally meant to fight Johnny Walker's brother, and now he's fighting Kamaru.
Valtteri Walker. Yeah, true. Yeah, went from one brother to the other. But yeah, I think we'd have lost that as well, to be honest. But the UFC's not doing any favours for the prototype. But yeah, I'm going to go with Muhammad Usman, I think.
Yeah, but hey, a lot of Tom Aspinall's wins seem to age well, so maybe
True.
Tom Aspinall blessing is going to cause an upset here. But yeah, I'm going with Muhammad Usman here, but I'm rooting for Jake Collier. I like the guy. It is always just fun to see a guy who used to be like fucking 100 pounds lighter, fucking
Yeah.
duking it out as a fucking obese heavyweight. So
yeah, rooting for the prototype, but got to go with more, I think, in this battle for the ages.
But yeah, honestly, I can see Jake Collier going in there and starching him. Though I don't think Usman's the most durable guy. We did see it against Justin Taffer. He was getting rocked all over the place, and maybe Collier's got better takedown defense than Junior Taffer at this point. But
true.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm still going to go with Usman though. I trust him to be able to just lay on top of Jake Collier and whisper sweet little things into his ear. So then we've got Jacob Malkoon versus Cody Brundage in the middleweight division.
The most ducked man in the UFC, Jacob Malkoon. No one wants it. No one wants the smoke with fucking Malkoon. He didn't want the fucking grappler. He didn't want the fucking knockout artist. And they've got to give him fucking Brundage. We've got to settle this one because no one wants to fight the fucking Mamba from down under. But yeah,
my bold prediction for this fight is that this fight breaks the UFC record for failed guillotine attempts by Cody Brundage.
yeah. Oh, maybe we could see the first ever flatline jab KO. Maybe as well. We could see something like that.
The first fucking flatline failed guillotine KO. He's gonna fucking go for it and he's gonna land on his head the wrong way. It's just gonna be fucking just out cold.
I was so annoyed when I fucking picked the Brundage to beat Vieira and he was fucking schooling him. He was beating the fuck out of him and the feet. He just pulls a fucking guillotine. It was so annoying. I felt like a genius. Like, he's beating him so easily. He's actually dropping him, and he's fucking just absolutely ruined it.
Yeah, that's one thing that does worry me in this fight, that maybe he could just fucking run in there and starch fucking Malkoon. But I just think he's going to come out aggressive and Malkoon's just going to take him down. And then Brundage is just going to gas on bottom.
Yeah, Malkoon's a lot better than, he's a lot better than Dumas, I'll say that for sure.
Yeah.
Malkoon's got a bit of a risky chin is the issue, because Maximov fucking dropped him. Maximov's got
exactly.
Power. But Brundage is quite slow muscle fibre. Like, he's not very explosive or anything. So I could see Malkoon. He's been out for a while. He's been getting injured, which is initially Malkoon. He's been quite inactive recently. He's had a couple of injuries, which I'm worried about. But I've got to go with Malkoon. It's the fucking logical pick.
He looks a lot slimmer as well in photos if you've seen Malkoon. He said that he's coming out for violence this fight. So maybe we're going to see fucking K1 Malkoon.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's got to come out with the fucking Anthony Smith 2-second Muay Thai stance and immediately fucking go back to what he's doing. That was the funniest tweet. I think it was the Art of War where he says, I love when Anthony Smith does a Muay Thai stance for 5 seconds at the start of the round and then immediately doesn't immediately go back to normally fighting. That is what he does. He comes out, lead bouncy, lead leg, and immediately just stops doing it. Every fucking fight, he does the same thing.
I still to this day, I don't know why the fuck he was like going off at Johnny Walker for attacking his family. That's still fucking, I still giggle about that to this day. You're attacking my family. What? But yeah,
I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think we'll ever know the answer. But yeah, I've got Malkoon.
Has Bisping fucking ever asked him about that on the Believe You Me?
I think so. And I think he just said that it was just the moment, and he was having something happen. I don't think he's ever really went in depth of why he said that specifically, but I think they have mentioned it before.
Yeah, man's got some fucking demons. So yeah, I think I got Jacob Malkoon in this fight. I think his jab. I think you can just fucking jab at a gassed out Brundage as well. Just keep fucking jabbing at him. He jabs to the body a lot as well, which is.
Do you remember we were fucking We were the geniuses who picked it to beat Maximov. Do you remember that discussion? I remember asking you on Twitter on the DMs who you got for Maximov versus Malkoun. We're both like, yeah, we're going to go Malkoun in this one. We were the geniuses for that fight.
I know everybody was picking Maximov, and I found it so weird. It's like we just seen Malkoun have a competitive fight with Brendan Allen, like, and you know, Malkoun arguably beat fucking Brendan Allen, and you see Maximov. Yeah, he got just fucking completely choked out by Petrosky. He was getting fucked up by Soriano, where you could have arguably given that fight to Soriano on damage.
Yeah, Soriano like fucking tore his fucking knee in one of the fights because he was trying to scoot against Cage and his fucking knee just blew out, and Maximov still didn't finish him.
I'm pretty sure you could arguably give that Brundage fight to Brundage.
Yeah, that was a fucking that was like his short notice debut as well for Brundage. It was meant to be Maximov versus Carl Robertson, I think. Which in hindsight could have been actually quite bad because Carl Robertson's a bit powerful on the feet. You never know what could have happened there, to be honest.
I know Carl Robertson's whole life trajectory could have been so much different if he got that fight against Maximov instead of Brendan Allen and then fucking getting Kennedy Nchukwi.
Yeah. Crazy that it went from beating Kopylov decisively to robbing a house. That is biggest fall off ever, man. Jesus.
I always loved the one thing I loved about Carl Robertson fights is like Carl Robertson has a glory kickboxing background. He was 0-5 in kickboxing. Not just in glory, in all of kickboxing. He never won a kickboxing fight.
People do forget, Robertson at one point was genuinely considered a good prospect because he fucking flatline KO'd Span about 2 seconds and he almost beat Glover. People forget, there was a point where Robertson was like actually seen as a problem and then fucking Vittori ended it, I think. The fucking beef with Vittori was the last straw.
Yeah, I think Robertson he still has fear entrenched into his heart when he sees Benil Dariush not being able to hold back the beast that is Marvin Vittori.
Yeah, but it's fuck. I was going to make a point. I can't remember what I was going to say. I was going to say some shit about Robertson. But yeah, what were we put Malkoun and fucking Brundage in me. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Malkoun by decision. Maybe late TKO just because Brundage does gas, so it wouldn't surprise me if Malkoun can just fucking ground and pound him.
I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, you know how when you're talking about the K1 stuff, you know how every Russian ever in the UFC's got like a fucking Combat Sambo World Championship? Every single one just has that to their name. Same, the American equivalent, every American in the UFC is a Golden Gloves boxing champion. Like James Vick, Cody Stamen, like these random guys are fucking Golden Gloves boxing champions. Like, how did this...
Jackson.
Yeah, that must be like the easiest competition to get through in the world because everyone's fucking got one apparently. Everyone's won it.
Yeah, I know. I always think that. Or it's the same with like fucking every fucking Brazilian fighters like somehow a black belt but then lost on the fucking ground. It's like a black belt under the Nogueira brothers is like saying I got a toy in my Happy Meal.
Long story short, Malkoun wins.
Yeah, I got Malkoun. I was also going to mention with Vittori. Did you see the video of Marvin Vittori live watching the Sean Strickland Israel Adesanya fight? And when Strickland won the first round, just a delay, just out of nowhere, he's just like "fuck!" He screams it like "fuck." He actually sounded upset that Strickland was kicking Adesanya's ass. It was so weird.
Yeah, I seen the clip of that. It's fucking weird, man. Vittori's little fucking scraggly voice. Like, Vittori's either got a really high pitched voice or that fucking deep fucking scream from the time when he beat Robertson.
I just know that Strickland's gonna just take the piss out of him for losing to Izzy and he beat him
twice.
That's
as well.
The only way I can explain Vittori saying "fuck" in that manner. You'd think he'd be like happy, but he looked actually generally upset that fucking Strickland was whooping Izzy's ass.
Fuck! Yeah.
It's like,
definitely.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Fuck. I wish he said it stereotypically Italian, though. That would fuck me! That would have been amazing. I wish Vittori was like an Italian stereotype. I wish he spoke like fucking Mario or some shit.
Yeah, and did the fucking hand gestures every time he speaks and had a fucking
chef's hat. Fuck me! Fuck me, Sean is winning. Anyway, let's not piss off the Italian community.
Shout out to Alves Alino on Twitter as well.
Yeah. Let me check. What fights after the Mamba? After the Mamba?
I think it might be Means and Fialho, I think.
Oh, yeah. Is it? Yeah, it is. So yeah, Tim Means versus Andre Fialho. So I'm very reluctant on this pick, but I am gonna go with Andre Fialho. But the man's taken a lot of damage.
Yeah,
But
I don't mind. I'm picking Fialho. I don't mind the Tim Means pick at all, though. I think there's
yeah,
a
me
lot.
neither.
Tim Means has been knocked out once. I think it was Nico Price, where he was beating the fuck out of Price and got caught with a punch and his fucking leg folded. Rather than that, I think he was like there was an injury or something, but he's got a good chin. Means, and there was a point where he fucking win streak against fucking Mike Perry and Nicholas Dalby. Like he was doing well at one point in 2020.
Yeah, that Dolby win has aged pretty
Yeah.
well.
I don't know. I cannot believe Dalby's on a fucking 3-foot win streak in the UFC. Fucking fair play to him, man. But I did not see that happening after the fucking Means fight. But yeah.
Yeah, but he's booked against Bonfim, so I think order should restore itself, unless he somehow is.
Yeah.
If fucking Nicholas Dalby dethrones the Gabriel Bonfim hype train, oh my fucking god.
The goat Nicholas Dalby, man. Yeah, but with Means and Fialho, yeah, I've got Fialho, but to quote fucking yeah,
Eugene Behrman.
to quote Eugene Behrman, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I might switch to I feel like I could be persuaded, but yeah, I'm going to stick with Fialho. But it's one of them fights you've got to be watching it constantly going, oh, at every fucking shot of lance, because Fialho's done a lot of damage now. He's been KO'd a lot recently, so it's worrying.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, it's like fucking just concussion after concussion. Like, oh my god, it's like a CTE speed run for Fialo's fucking UFC career. Like, gets rocked a bit against Von Camp as well. Then he gets fucking destroyed by Jake Matthews, where Jake Matthews looks like a fucking title contender. And then after that, he gets fucking destroyed by Muslim Salikov, gets head kick KO'd by Joaquin Buckley. And yeah, now Tim Means, I don't think he's as powerful as those other guys, but still he's a very good boxer. He does look like he's slowing down a little bit. You know, he is 39 years old, a lot older. So just on youth, I'm picking Andre Fialho, but I'm not confident at all.
Yeah, where is the finishing ability from Michel Pereira? I'm trying to figure out how the fuck did he make that so close and short notice? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just how bad is Michel Pereira?
Just how bad is Michel Pereira? Lost it fucking Tristan Connolly, dude. Come on.
I'm honestly thinking about picking Marc-Andre Barriol against Michel Pereira. On paper, it's like a nightmare matchup for Pereira.
Yeah, I'm picking Barriol. Yeah, Pereira's not going to have the fucking size advantage. He does it welterweight. And Barriol literally is a fucking weaponized cardio fighter. Well, I think he'll just finish him with
such a bad matchup, and he's also powerful. And we've seen that Pereira couldn't even take the fucking middleweight power from Dusko. So
hey, Dusko fucking starts something.
I know
that is such a fucking fun. And he lost to there's a couple guys. Pereira's a lot of losses in the UFC, but yeah, he got absolutely fucking mauled by Dusko, the fucking goat.
So yeah, I still that card's a few weeks away. So
yeah,
give away too much of those predictions, but I like Andre Fialho here. Not super confident, but I will be picking him here in this fight. But
yeah, and then after that, what is it after that one? Is it? I think it's Argeta
versus Miles Johns.
Yeah, I feel fucking robbed. You know, I was one of the only people that picked Argeta against Ronnie Lawrence, and then the fucking finish is fucked up, even though he's beating him. I feel annoyed about that. And now, have you seen the thing with Ronnie Lawrence, where he said he got staph infection 20 times over the last 2 years? Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know.
His body hates him.
Like, you got Ronnie Lawrence, man. You got to fucking shower every now and then, man. Jesus Christ. Like, a shower, get one of them back scrubs or something, fucking deep clean every fucking crevice. I don't know. I think it's that hard to not get staph. I guess it's got to happen. It's got to happen at some point. But Jesus Christ, 20 times, fucking hell.
Yeah, I don't, like, who the fuck is he training with, man? Like,
yeah, he's got to train with some scrubby cunts that don't fucking wash their nuts, apparently. Jesus Christ.
You ever seen that guy who didn't, like, shower for, like, 70 years? He's, like, training with a fucking community of his disciples or some shit. He's like, yeah, the man's fucking... Man's got no fucking personal hygiene, it sounds like. Like, their mats must be fucking disgusting. I don't know if you've seen it or not. There was like a video of Blake Builder training, and the mats were just completely fucking soaked in all of these guys' fucking sweat. And it was the grossest thing I've ever seen. I can just imagine that's where fucking Ronnie Lawrence is probably training, because,
there's just fucking...
that many times. His body literally is, like, fucking turning on him.
There's just fucking fungus going in the fucking mats and shit. It's just a fucking fungus and fucking wetness in the roof and everything, just dampening the whole place. So it's fucking growing in.
Probably got fucking Ronnie Lawrence's DNA. It's literally like You ever watch them movies where it's like the pod people? It's like literally developing a fucking new Ronnie Lawrence in the fucking mats at his gym.
Yeah, like fucking Annihilation, that fucking movie. With fucking
Yeah,
Natalie Portman starts fucking spawning a fucking dimensional fucking alternate to Ronnie Lawrence comes in to come back into UFC. But
yeah, he's like, he just goes and fucking kills the real Ronnie Lawrence and comes back, and he just somehow goes on the run of his career. But he finally gets found out when they punch through him, and he literally their fist goes through him. He's just not developed enough.
definitely,
Gel.
definitely got to be the thumbnail for this one. Fucking Ronnie Lawrence.
Ronnie Lawrence is a fucking pod person.
Yes. I wonder how many people have got to the point of the podcast where they can even understand what the thumbnails even mean. Is there always the most obscure fucking things?
Yeah, I hope there's somebody who's like actually watches through all of these and gets the context. They're probably thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this cunt? What's with these thumbnails?
Only on the MMA Commonwealth Connection can you go from a ton about fight to Ronnie Lawrence's fungal fucking twin. Do you know what I mean? There's no other channel will have ever had this conversation. Like every podcast we make history with these fucking topics. I'm telling you, man. Every time it happens.
But
Yeah,
to get on to
it. Yeah,
we just went on a whole rant about fucking Ronnie Lawrence's fucking dirty ass fucking mat and staph infection. But yeah, I'm picking Dan Argetta in this fight, and I used to be really high on Miles Johns, but I really like Dan Argetta. He showed a lot against Ronnie Lawrence. But yeah, who are you going with in this fight?
I've got Argetta. I've been bigging up Argetta since tough. I think he's quite underrated. But yeah, and Miles Johns. In hindsight, his wins haven't aged well. Other than the Yanez fight for UFC, but other than that, it's DeSantos and fucking a glove grab KO against Kevin Natividad. People never seem to mention that. He just literally grabbed his glove and fucking uppercut KO'd him. Like, he was illegally holding him and then fucking sparked him. But yeah, other than that, he hasn't had the greatest run. And well, Argetta lost to Damon Jackson. It was fucking short notice, and he's fucking 4 times smaller than him, and he still made it quite competitive. So
yeah, and arguably you could give that fight to Dan Argetta on damage.
Do you remember when they were showing Argetta in his corner and he fucking stared right into the camera like a fucking idiot? He's definitely got some like autism or something, Dan Argetta. He was in his corner and he was taking these scores that goes like this and stares direct into the camera. It was fucking so weird.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Dan Argetta. I reckon he's got a high ceiling, if I'm being honest. After what he showed me in that Ronnie Lawrence fight, looked a lot more impressive than
Sergey Coop.
Yeah, he's actually looked more impressive than Sergey Coop, and I rate Sergey Coop. I know he's not in the UFC anymore because apparently, he had some. Yeah, apparently he got into it a lot with a lot of the staff backstage, but still.
Oh, I didn't know that's what it was actually.
Yeah, apparently that's what it. Apparently he was just always, which isn't surprising if you go through his fucking Twitter.
Yeah,
he definitely seems like the type of guy that would fucking argue with people all the time. But yeah, apparently that was it. But yeah, I rate Sergey Coop. He was beating Nurmagomedov before he got caught in that sub. And yeah, Dan Argetta won against. I know it got overturned, but he was about to win. So.
Yeah, I thought Argetta though. And then I can't remember what the first thing the main card is. Is it fucking Jourdain and Ramos maybe?
Yes, it is. Yes, Ricardo Ramos versus Charles Jourdain. Well, before we get to that fight, the big fight before that is Ricardo Ramos going to make the featherweight limit? Because he literally weighed in. Is he going to beat the scale? Because he literally weighed in at 154 pounds for a featherweight fight, and this guy used to be a bantamweight.
Yeah, fucking hell. I don't know. Yeah, he felt like Johnny Newson, like at bantamweight as well. I don't know, but and a tough weight cut does not add up well against Jourdain, who does pressure and he does come forward and he makes things ugly. And he breaks you down as well.
To the body as well a lot.
Then he fucking literally broke fucking Marcelo Rose's guard by just kicking him in the forearms until he couldn't fucking keep his hands up anymore. But yeah, I've got Jourdain probably just maybe a late finish or decision. I think he'll break Ramos as the fight goes on.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly how they got this fight going. But I'm generally worried that this fight's not going to happen just because this.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can go from making bantamweight to missing so significantly at featherweight. I didn't even think it was a short notice fight either. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
But yeah, Ramos as well, and he's been out for a little bit. So yeah, I've got Jourdain.
And a lot of his wins aren't really from memory. They're not really against. I think he might have beat Bill Algeo.
Yeah, that was a bit of a dodgy. I picked Ramos in that fight. That was a very weird decision where he didn't really do much, and Aljo outstruck him. That is an underrated bad decision, I'd say, honestly.
Okay, yeah, actually, I think I remember the MMA Guru raged about that, didn't he?
Yeah, and, rightfully so, honestly, because it was a weird one. It was a very bad decision.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then he's not really got any good wins besides like a robbery decision. And
Yeah.
I think I remember him being pretty chinny as well. Maybe that was just a bantamweight thing, but I don't think he's the most durable guy from memory. So I could see Jourdain getting a finish here.
Yeah. And then I think after that it's Brian Battle and Fletcher.
Yes. Brian Battle, bald battle. No, not bald battle.
Yeah,
Bald.
both Fletcher. Yeah, I fucking seen him at the. I was skipping through the MMA Junkie media day, and I thought it was fucking Bogdan Guskov coming back for another one. I was like, who the fuck is this? It was fucking AJ Fletcher. Terrifying looking. Jesus.
This fight's gonna be really fucking weird, but I
Yeah.
see like this size difference is insane. Like I don't think people realize there is a 10-inch difference in reach.
Yeah, it's a weird one. And then I'm picking Brian Battle, by the way, but the way people seen justifying Fletcher is that he's got out wrestling. But he got arrested by Selsberger, who's not a wrestler. And then Brian Battle's got an okay. I've been saying this since tough. Brian Battle's fucking good. Like, he's actually good. He's got a lot of good wins as an amateur as well. And he fucking beat Petrosky, beat Petrosky, beat Trayshawn Gore. He fucking chinned Gabriel Green, who fucking Ian Gary, Daniel Rodriguez, Johan Les couldn't do. Chinned him easily. Like, he's solid. He's only lost to Hernat in short notice. Like, he's very solid. So I think he beats Fletcher.
I will say his takedown defense has bit more to be desired. But I do think Fletcher gasses, and I think if he wrestles heavy, I could just see him getting fucking subbed because Brian Battle almost did get a triangle on Renat Fikretinov.
Yeah.
In that fight.
I just don't see Fletcher getting control him for a prolonged period of time with the size difference as well.
Yeah, the size difference is like insane. Like Brian Battle used to be a heavyweight. He used to be 300 pounds.
Oh, he was a big fucking because he's got a loose skin that you can always see in him. But,
And Fletcher realistically should be at like featherweight, if we're being honest. But
yeah,
he's
tough. He's durable. He's got to be for the size he is. That's what the reason he's got to this point is because he's tough. He's a little fucking brick shit house. But yeah, I've got Battle by decision, I think.
I don't believe that he's 5'10" either, by the way. I think he's like 5'8", 5'7", because it doesn't look 5'10" to me.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see the face off. We can get a bit of perspective. But yeah, I've got Battle.
Yeah, I've got Battle too. I also think on the feet he could just fucking knock him out because I don't know. Brian Battle's got like fucking really fucking deceptive power at welterweight. Like his shot, like he's got some fucking crazy power. Like I don't think Sato has been properly chinned before, if I'm remembering correctly. I think that was the first time he got properly chinned.
Yeah, not in the UFC at least. Like he was after that, he got dropped by Garimbo, but that was only after the head kick. Before that, I don't remember getting hurt badly before. At least not in the UFC.
Yeah, so he flatlined him, and like we said before, Gabriel Green, known for his durability at welterweight. He obviously got chinned at lightweight by Jarlin Turner, but that's Jarlin Turner. And also, obviously, Gabe Green's would have been cutting a shit ton of weight to make lightweight, but at welterweight, notoriously durable, and Brian Battle just like starches him in a couple seconds. So yeah, just super. Welterweight's definitely Brian Battle's division, in my opinion.
Definitely, yeah. I don't know if I'll ever get to see the Ian Gary fight they want so badly, but yeah, I've got him now. And then it is the rematch that we've all been waiting for. I feel like there's a lot of these getting made in the UFC now about rematches that don't need to happen. But it's the run back. It's Marina Rodriguez versus Michelle Watson Gomez.
Yeah, I liked the MMA Guru's breakdown where he doesn't realize at first that it's a rematch, and then he goes, so who am I going to pick on this? Oh, Michelle Waterson coming off 3 losses, including one to Marina Rodriguez. It's like it was good to see his like fucking live sort of reaction to it, like on that video. Like he just realizes that she lost to Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah, he fucking picked her to beat Rodriguez in the first fight. You think he'd fucking remember that? But yeah,
Rodriguez, like her cardio seemed very sus, and then on short notice, his logic was that she was gonna, gas out in a 5-rounder on short notice. But somehow her cardio was better than ever on a 5-rounder. So I don't know, just one of those MMA related things.
Yeah, actually, I actually do like Marina Rodriguez. She's one of the only women's fighters actually good actively kind of support. I think the issue is her age. She's mid-30s now. I don't know if this is controversial. I think if she was younger, she would have beat Jandiroba. I think that's genuinely just an age issue. Because she's quite solid. Like she can go 5 rounds and keep a solid pace. She beat Gomez, beat Watson Gomez, beat Mackenzie Dern, schooled Amanda Ribas, this draw with Carla Esparza. She's very solid, and I just don't see. And the Lemos fight's fucking bullshit. Let's be real. I just don't see Watson Gomez having the power or the grappling like Jana Roba did to keep her down. So yeah, I've got to go the same way for the first fight I did. So I've got to go with Rodriguez, I think.
Yeah, I'm going with Rodriguez too. I don't think Waterson's going to come in here better than ever after already losing to Rodriguez and then losing another 2 fights. But hey, it's MMA and it's women's MMA, so Michelle Waterson by first round KO.
Michelle Watson's been very raunchy as of late though, so fair play. She's aging like a fine wine, Michelle Watson.
Oh yeah, she definitely is. Yummy mummy.
Me gusta. Me. Jeez. Anyway, moving on to the men, the masculine boys, the co-main event.
Oh, it's the UFC's golden boy, as he called himself, the cash cow, as he called himself, and he also said at the fucking media day, the loss against Ilia Topuria just doesn't count.
Yeah, honestly.
Just doesn't count. Just no logic behind it. Just doesn't count. So I like it. I like Bryce Mitchell's fucking Sigma fucking grind set.
I mean, is he wrong? Does it count? I don't think it does, realistically. If you don't believe it counts, then does it count? I guess he's got a point, man.
Now I'm gonna go with Bryce Mitchell by brutal KO to get revenge for his plants. It was his plants, right?
Yeah, he's trees. Yeah, I think
he's gonna come out there, walk forward, pressure forward, and he's gonna fucking haymaker KO Dan Ige. Dan Ige's gonna get KO'd for the first time, and Bryce Mitchell is gonna say, "Don't ever doubt my damn plans. Arkansas stand up, hey!" You know, he's gonna do something like that.
Yeah.
No, I think he's just gonna fucking wrestle Dan Ige to a 30-26 decision, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I was actually considering picking Dan Ige, but I've got my Bryce Mitchell. The difference in the Barboza performances is quite strong, and Andre Fili's a fucking good win, and he beat him quite easily as well.
And Fili known for his takedown defense.
Yeah, and Tapuri's obviously not a bad loss. We know that. Ige just seems to be not doing. I don't know if Ige's he's getting older, or he's slowing down, or if maybe he just wasn't never that great to begin with, because his most notable wins, like Gavin Tucker, who was old in that fight, and then Barboza by weird decision. I wouldn't ever call it a robbery. I know people say it's a robbery. It was a weird decision, but I can kind of get the argument for Ige, but
I thought Barboza that, but yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's either way. I don't think it's a bad decision, but I can definitely say argument for Barboza. I mean, Barboza dropped him in that fight as well. Sometimes Ige's have been dropped, but yeah, I've got Bryce Mitchell. With the wrestling, and everywhere did well in the fight against Ige as well, so I can see Mitchell even having a bit of success with his weird style. But yeah, I've got Mitchell.
Even Nate the Train was like coming on late. He was actually having a little bit of success. Like I feel like in a 5-rounder, he probably would have beat Ige, but no if buts or maybes about it. But I do think Bryce Mitchell's going to win this. I also, the Korean Zombie's not really known for his grappling, and he just went out there and fucking ragdolled him for 5 rounds. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. So I've got Bryce Mitchell, but I actually don't mind the pick, to be honest.
He's also got a lot more power than we give him credit for, because in that Barboza fight, he actually dropped Barboza. I could see him fainting and actually knocking down Ige. Ige's been knocked down a few times. Emmett, obviously, big powerhouse, though, and then knocked down against Barboza, like you said. Took a lot of damage against
Evelev.
Yeah, Evelev. But I honestly, I think he could knock him down. Not knock him out, though. Ige is durable, but I could see him getting like a knockdown, then just getting on top of him and just grinding him out. But Ige's like pretty hard to finish, though. So I do see this being a decision.
This is what Fight Night co-main event should be. Top 15 guys who are good styles, known fight. This is what Fight Night co-main should be, in my opinion. That's what we should be getting used to. Not these fucking unranked fighters who've made their fucking debut off the contender series. This is what a Fight Night co-main event should be in 2023. Top 15 guys. This is every time this should be. We shouldn't have to. This should not be the exception. I'm like, oh my god, top 15 guys in the co-main event. Fucking hell, we're getting a treat this time. This is what it should be. You know what I mean? Rather than getting what you usually fucking get some absolute shit. It's terrible. But this is what it should be. This is what the fucking standard should be for the UFC. And I'm happy that we're at least getting it for this card. So,
right, let me just check real quick. What is the co-main event for the next card? It's the Bobby Green, Grant Dawson card.
I think it's Piper versus Alisson.
Let me check.
99% sure.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, not top 15, but I do like that fight. If I'm being honest, I do.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't know if it should be a co-main event though. That card is actually a lot better than I thought it was. Actually, like Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green, Joe Pyfer versus El Hassan, Alex Moreno versus Buckley, Drew Dober versus Senior Citizen, Felipe Lins versus Alan Kutalaba. Alex, why is Kutalaba? How does Kutalaba always get on the fucking main card, man? Alexander Hernandez versus Bill Alger is actually a really solid fight.
yeah. And then the week after that, it's not terribly either, but yeah, I know what you mean. No, it's a solid card, and then we've got fucking Cole Cage Bill Beater for the exciting reasons. But yeah, Piper Allison is actually a legit fun test for Piper because Allison's got a fucking crack on him. So we'll see if Piper can take the shots. But yeah, it's a good fight.
I could just see him fucking getting kicked in like the forearm and it just breaking because you know how is
Yeah,
when he got slammed by Stolfus. But I really hope that doesn't happen. I actually like Piper. I think Piper's actually got a high ceiling.
yeah.
In that
The issue is Allison's nickname is Judo Thunder, but he's got absolutely no fucking grappling at all. Like that's the issue with Allison. So Piper can even wrestle if he wants to.
I'm really excited for UFC 290 294. That card's looking fucking
Yeah,
pretty fucking fun. Like it's got a lot of like fighters that the UFC want to build up. It seems like Ansel Jubilee versus Mike Breeden. I think that's a tune up for Jubilee to get him in there. Then there's Dumas versus Zaitar. Random woman fight. I think Victoria Dudakova is actually pretty good though, if I'm remembering correctly.
yeah. She was the one that fucking snapped poor Stella Nunez's arm in that fight.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Then I haven't seen Muhammad Yahya fight, so I don't really know anything about him. I'll have to do some tape study, but he's fighting Trevor Peak, so it's a Trevor Peak fight, so that should be fun.
Of
Jabba
course.
Basharat versus Victor Henry got added to that card.
Yep.
Bruno Silva versus Sharaputin Magomedov. Excited to finally see Magomedov in the UFC. I'm
Yep.
glad that they're signing a lot of these like guys to build up the middleweight division. Middleweight needs a lot more contenders. And Sean Strickland loves beating up Dagestanis and dethroning them. They're derailing their hype. So that'll be a good title fight down the line.
Well, I guess
Woodford. Oh, sorry, you're gone.
I was going to say before we get, I know we might talk about the main event quickly, but one thing I want to say is that the issue I have with middleweight right now is that everyone is trying to get a ranked opponent at the same time. Like, there's so many guys at middleweight who they need to get the top 15 next. These guys need a ranked fucking opponent. Do you know what I mean? And then Hernandez has got it, but it's Kopilov's trying to get one. Malku needs one if he wins. Petrosian needs one if he wins. The winner of Ruzaboyev, Bahayo needs one. There's a lot of guys at middleweight that need a ranked opponent, which probably aren't going to get it next, which is tough.
Yeah, I know. It's actually insane. There's such a log jam. I feel like I feel like they just cut Brunson because like, all right, fuck this cunt off. He can't be derailing any more hype trains. You gotta fucking move on from fucking Brunson.
Piper needs one. Piper beats Allison, he's got to need one probably. Petrovsky, if he gets another one, he's got to need one. There is a big logjam of guys waiting to get to the top 15 where they're just getting fucking hogged up by Gastelum and fucking Jack Hermanson, Delidzie and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at least there's an opportunity for somebody to fight Roman Delidzie and Brunson pulled out.
Yeah.
So maybe Kopylov or somebody like that can get that opportunity against Delidzie.
Yeah, Delidzie owes a favour to an unranked guy because the only reason he's ranked because he got Hermanson on short notice when he was unranked. So if anything, he should give the fucking favour back to someone outside the rankings.
Yeah, definitely. It's so crazy that he arguably beats Vittori and then he probably going to get like fucking some unranked killer and then going to lose his fucking ranking. It's like, that's just the way middleweight works.
Yeah, but yeah. back to the main event of Mateusz Gamrot versus Rafael Fiziev.
Oh, come on, wait, hold on. Let me just finish up talking about this 294 card. It's fucking... I just wanted to mention just one fight. I'll just mention the last fight I was going to mention. Nathaniel Wood versus Muhammad Namayov is like the weirdest matchmaking. I feel like Nathaniel Wood deserved a ranked opponent, so that's weird that fight got booked.
Apparently, it was an issue with getting him a fight. He just wanted to fight soon, and that was the fight they gave him. It's also like Naimov's gone back to his fucking known weight class, so I don't know. The issue is with Nathaniel Wood. I feel like sometimes it's the fight sheet that he gets like this is ones where he ends up losing, so it's worrying. But yeah, it is a weird fight.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll get on back to the main event. So I'm going with Rafael Fiziev against Gamrot.
Yeah, Me too. I think the same reason for a lot of people that Gamrot's striking's a lot to the imagination. He's very nervous on the feet. It seems like, and sometimes he kind of overthrows, and then sometimes he doesn't throw enough power, and he leaves himself open. And then Fiziev's the opposite of that. Basically, he's just fucking absolute fucking testosterone in the feet. So I think he may get caught.
And another thing, Gamrot, I shit you not, has been dropped in 4 different fights in the UFC. He has like 6 fights. He got dropped against Guram Kutaledze. He got dropped by Arma Tazoukian, who's not known for his power. Got dropped by Benil Dariush. He got dropped by Jalen Turner, arguably twice, but maybe one of them was off balance. But like he's got good recovery, but he's getting fucking knocked all over the place. And I think Fiziev, having the solid takedown defense he has and no fear of the takedown, I think he's just gonna fucking get him out of there in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, he gets dropped, but he immediately gets back up. Like the Dariush fight where he just got spinning back fist to death and then got back up. Like he can bounce back when he hits the canvas, but the issue is when he get hit, I don't know if he's got to be hitting the canvas and bounce back up after like a Fiziev fucking 1, 2, 3 fucking on the chin, you know what I mean? Or a head kick follow up, God forbid.
Fucking just gets right back up. Like, have you ever seen when Mark Hunt gets fucking head kicked by a crow cop and just stands back up like nothing?
Yeah, well, it's like a fucking Rakic Manoa-esque fucking head kick. He just eats it and gets right back up and nothing happened.
They'll start calling him the fucking Polish zombie if that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really do like Fiziev here. I feel like stylistically this is such a good matchup for him. I know a lot of people are going to say like, oh, well, if he gasses out and everything. But honestly, because Gamrot gets takedowns and doesn't do any damage, I can see him taking the first 2 rounds. And then, against RDA, his cardio wasn't too bad. He got a 5th round finish. I could just see him coming back and just like either knocking Gamrot the fuck out or just banking one of the rounds with damage. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is just such a good matchup. And I feel like 5 rounds actually benefits him.
Yeah, I agree. Gamrot's path of victory is out wrestling him. I just don't see him doing that for a prolonged period of time. Fiziev's got to have to get like injured or something early. He's got to fucking tail something for that to be a possibility, I think. I don't see that happen for 5 rounds. I don't think Gamrot's got to finish him either. Unless he gets fucking injured and he can fucking Kimura him or something like that and take advantage of it. But yeah. Unless we get a Diego Ferreira repeat and he breaks his fucking rib.
I was just about to mention that, but I was going to say, a lot of people don't mention that CDF was like fucking him up in their fight as well until his rib just broke from like a knee in the clinch, I think it was.
Yeah, he needed him in there when he said, I'm done, and then Campbell just tried to take his fucking back.
Such a weird sequence. Just puts him in a rear naked. The guy's like fucking rib is in intense pain, and he's like, no, I must choke you, brother.
I know, but it's the only time I've got to mention this. What is up with Diego Ferreira, man? Why the fuck does he live 5 hours away from the gym he goes to? Or maybe not. He lives an entire day's drive away from the fucking Fortress gym, and he drives every fucking weekend there. Like, why do you not just fucking move?
Yeah, I know. Why doesn't he just fucking live in the fucking gym or some shit at that point? Like,
yeah, fucking Grimbo up, man. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Come on, man. Like, grow up, CDF. Like, come on, what are you doing, man? Imagine how much you would save on fuel if you did that.
Yeah, but yeah, I do see the whole argument now, which is, I feel like it's been going on for a while, but people are finally starting to notice it. Is lightweight kind of dead? Like, lightweight feels a bit fucking. You look at the rankings of lightweight, like, there's nothing really going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, like in them old movies when there's like a desert and there's like the fucking like a little
Oasis.
Yeah, like the little piece of like not corn, the little cactus thing that rolls around, the little dirt.
Tumbleweed.
Yeah, the tumbleweed. That's it. That's how lightweight feels. The rankings, it's just like fucking tumbleweed because nothing's really happening.
Yeah, the division kind of feels the same. Like when I started watching, it's kind of the same. But still, Oliveira's there, Gaethje, Poirier, Dariush used to go there, but like it's still Hooker's there, RDA, the fucking Matt Frivola and Diego Ferreira on the top 15. Like it feels like nothing's happening.
And then fucking the next generation that we fought, like the fucking the next gen, they've all just lost.
Yeah.
Guram, I still can't believe Guram lost to Elvis Brenner. That's like fucking. That's pretty shocking, if we're being honest.
Yeah, Guram gets knocked out by Brenner. Ismagulov gets dismantled by Grant Dawson. Gamrot gets schooled by fucking Dariush, and Fiziev loses a close decision to fucking Gaethje, man. Just terrible.
And fucking Grant Dawson gets a main event against Bobby Green. Why does Bobby Green get main events when it's against like fights that probably aren't going to be fun? Like, why
Yeah,
can't Bobby Green get like a striker in a 5 rounder? No, we're just gonna get fucking Grant Dawson backpacking him for 5 rounds.
yeah, like fucking like even like just like Bobby Green versus like Jalen Turner or Bobby Green versus Matt Frivola or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like got to be interesting.
But no, we just get the least entertaining Bobby Green fights for main events.
Yeah, yeah. We both agree. We both got Fiziev.
Yeah, I'm going Fiziev. I oh yeah, and going on to that previous point, Jalen Turner even loses to Dan Hooker.
Yeah,
It's like fuck, this division is never going to change.
and Arman is the fight with Joaquim Silva, which it was way more competitive than it needed to be. And he lost to Gamrot as well, even though I don't think he should have lost that, but still.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, yeah, I don't know, something's fucking going wrong in the lightweight division. Is fucking Arman fighting Benil Dariush or not? I keep hearing that fight's
Yeah,
rumored, but it's not being booked or anything.
yeah, that might get added short notice to the Abu Dhabi card. Maybe I could see it, but yeah, I think that's what they'll do next. But it's not official, obviously.
Yeah, no, I hope that happens. If Benil Dariush just like fucking KOs Arman Tazoukian, then the next gen is fucking dead.
Yeah, Arman's my guy, man, and I still think that Joaquim Silva fight is like a fucking flash in the pan. Like I don't think that's a really good performance of who he is. Like we've seen him do a lot better than that against other guys, but yeah, hopefully he doesn't lose to Darius, so that'd be fucking terrible.
What is even is did Joaquin Silva retire or not after that fight? Because I've seen a lot of people saying he retired, but
I don't know. I can't see where he did or no. I'm not sure. I don't know why you would. You'd fucking get a bit of fucking extra confidence after that fight, if anything.
yeah, exactly. He's got a fun style. He's just a bit of a glass cannon, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. But yeah, but I think
Ricky Gunn KO'd him.
yeah, no, with the lightweight thing, I seen an MMA on point video where they did like a round table thing talking about lightweight. I hate to call them out, but have you ever seen like the MMA on point Instagram stuff where they do like quizzes and that, and they get asked really basic questions and none of them fucking know the answer to it? Do you know what I mean? Have you ever seen this? They're like,
Uh,
which of these opponents has Derek Close never fought? And it's really fucking obvious who it is, and none of them know who it is. I feel like I might have to call it MMA on point. That none of the guys really know the sport that they have to cover for a living. That seems to be an issue.
yeah, I do actually see some of them, and I actually fucking get annoyed that they don't get it. It's like I'm like a fucking hipster at this point, that I'm actually getting like angry that they can't answer a simple like. Surely you know who fucking Derek Brunson fought in 2008. Come on, you fucking casual. It's like,
No, but there's some ones that will be like, has Derek Lewis fought these guys? Has he fought Tui Vasa, Curtis Blades, or Georges Danho? And he'll go, I think it, fucking hell, I don't know, man. I don't remember him fighting Blades. You know what I mean? I'll try to find the ones I'm talking about and send them to you. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's your fucking job. You should fucking know like the basic shit like that. You get
I mean, to be fair, MMA on Point is the same company that said, which is your favorite African fighter? And they had fucking Jairzinho Rosenstruck on it, who's from Suriname.
That is bad, you know, because you know that's just like, he's black. Suriname? Yeah, Suriname's probably in Africa, right? You know that's what it is. You
Yeah,
know that's what it did.
that was definitely what it was.
They looked at the flag and went, Carlos, little star, probably right next to Cameroon, right? Yeah, probably in there. And they go, and then who'd you like more, Rosenstruck or Carlton Harris? Who's your favourite African fighter?
Oh my god, yeah, I just remember that, and they had to take it down and everything because all the comments were like, you know, Suriname's in South America, right?
Yeah, that's fuck up now, man. Weird stuff. Everyone point. You remember the controversy where apparently they stole a video from a fucking 15-year-old on Reddit? They just stole the entire concept of the video from like a top 10 or something. That's
What
one of the
the
fucking. I remember that's Emily Green used to say that they fucking stole a kid's video from Reddit or something. Stole the idea. There was a big controversy about it apparently.
fucking hell, MMA on Point. They do make some good videos, but some of
Yeah.
the like guys just, I don't know, feel like a lot of there's definitely some guys who are like narrating the videos a bit more. No offense to is it Hartley? Is that one of the Jason Hartley? Is that his name? The
Jason's
American guy?
the American one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about his narration style. He's some of the videos. It just sounds like he doesn't give a fuck. Like when he narrates, it's like, or maybe that's just his narration style. But I reckon Tommy Toehold. He's pretty good with his narrations.
Yeah. I know the guy thought it was like And then with Curtis Blades, what do you think we're going to do with the Curtis Blades next? I wonder what they're going to. Yeah, I know what you mean. Though, kind of just fucking like he's speaking to a friend or something. They're going to present a video.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, like, sure. Like, I just can't picture some of the guys from MMA on Point sitting there and watching a UFC card. I don't know what it is. I just can't, like, I can't picture their reaction to like a fucking KO sometimes. Like, I'll watch it and I'm like, do you really like the sport, or is this just a job for you? It's like, that's what I feel sometimes.
Yeah, they literally had like a couple of Cage Warriors guys on. I remember asking them after he won the belt, do you know who Christian Leo Duncan is? And they'd attended the Cage Warriors event recently and they didn't even know who the fuck he was. He was like Cage Warriors has eras. Like it was like the McGregor era, the Pimblett era. CLD had his era when he was champion. He was the fucking top guy in like the Hardwick era. But they just didn't know who he was. And he'd literally been to a Cage Warriors event the week before that. And they didn't know who he was. He was a champion.
Fucking hell. Yeah, that's not a good look.
Yeah.
Which one was that? Which one do you know who didn't know who CLD? Which guy was it?
It was two of them. It was the one that the British guy with the glasses that does all the like the live coverage stuff. And,
yeah.
And it was the other one I didn't know. The guy with the mullet who apparently doesn't watch MMA a lot. The guy that's new.
Yeah, I know the guy with the glasses. He's got black hair.
Yeah. The one that Mark Goddard was taking the piss out of when he was on the stream with them.
Yeah, the one Mark Goddard said, I'm gonna punch you on the fucking back of the head.
I don't know about that, maybe. Yeah. And then the guy that is new to watching the sport, and then the guy with the mullet. I remember just putting a live chat and they just didn't know who he was. So interesting.
I remember MMA on Point. Was it that? Did they have? Yeah, they had Paddy Pimblett on for like a live companion, didn't they?
Yeah, I had on like Paddy Pimblett. I had on Nathaniel Wood for one, a couple other ones.
Wait, do you want to know something fucking crazy? The first time I ever seen Paddy Pimblett was on the fucking True Geordie live companion. I think it was for Habib versus Gaethje. It was the first time I've ever seen this guy.
I remember that as well. That's before I started. That's when I was watching MMA, but I didn't know what Cage Warriors was. I remember seeing him and not really knowing who he was. And that's when he was still at lightweight on him. It was at featherweight. He said, "I'm going to go back to lightweight and get to the UFC, lad." And I remember that, yeah.
And then I've heard of him before. I don't know. Do you know that super fan on Twitter, the McGregor Rousey guy?
Yeah.
I knew Paddy Pimblett because McGregor Rousey was like beefing with Paddy Pimblett because he didn't fight some guy who missed weight by a pound, and he was like,
"Oh, was it fucking 3 pounds?"
Yeah, it might have been 3 pounds or something. And McGregor Rousey's like, you wouldn't mess with me. I weigh 3 pounds heavier than you, or something like that. He just kept fucking taking the piss out of Paddy for refusing to fight that guy. Yeah, that's how I found out who Paddy Pimblett was.
I think I did find out because of the True Geordie thing as well, to be honest. I think that's why I first seen him. Do you remember True Geordie's live stream for, I think it was McGregor Khabib, and he had on all the Irish guys who just started fucking like one of them smacked the fucking cup off the table, the little red party cups you get in America, smacked one off the table after the Khabib jumped the cage. It was fucking terrible.
I remember I watched the McGregor Habib fight at a fucking pub, and there was a lot of Irish people there. And I remember just this one Irish woman saying, "Fucking disqualify him! Fucking disqualify him! Give the fucking belt to McGregor!" It's like, no, you're not gonna do that just because he jumped the cage. He won the fight fucking fair and squarely. You're not fucking giving McGregor the fucking belt. So fucking disqualify him! Fucking cunt of a thing.
True Geordie does have some of the fucking worst takes I've ever seen of anyone that watches the sport. You know?
Oh my god! Did you see the video of him saying Adesanya deserves the rematch?
Yes. And there's a couple things in that video that struck me. It was like him going through the weight classes and saying, I've got John Jones at heavyweight, and then we go to light heavyweight. The only star at light heavyweight is Alex Pereira. I was like, Jiri Prohaska is a fucking as a known name. Jan Blachowicz beat Izzy as well. Like there are people at light heavyweight that are known, not just Alex Pereira. Like I guarantee you, if you sat down with Jordan and said, "Tell me what Nikita Krylov has done in his career," he wouldn't fucking know who he was. I guarantee you, he doesn't know who Krylov is, or Rakic. I guarantee you would have no idea who they were, even though they're both in the fucking top 6.
And it's crazy because True Geordie is always the guy in like he'll mention like a fight that happened like fucking 10 years ago, and he'll say, "And that's for all yous who call me a casual." It's like, just because you know a fight that happened like fucking 10 years ago doesn't mean you fucking keep up with the sport now, motherfucker. It's like, tell me who fucking, I don't know, Who did Ian Gary beat in his fucking UFC debut? Because you seem to know all about Ian Gary. So tell who did he beat in his debut? You know,
I would just get him to sit down and break down a fight night card. Like, see, when we said I would get him to sit down and go, give us your thoughts on this fight night card, and just put the card in front of him and get him to fucking speak about it. See what he says about any of the fights.
could you imagine the fucking shock on your face if he's just breaking down the Hannah Goldie versus fucking Manuka Inoue fight down to a fucking T?
Yeah, sure though, they just fucking whacks out his fucking knowledge cap and says, you know, I've got this fucking Jacob Malcolm cunt, he's fucking serious, he is. He just starts fucking talking around the fucking technicalities of the Malcolm jab. But yeah, he always goes, Leo Machida. He fucking always brings up Machida like that's a fucking badge of honor that he knows who that is. Like he was a fucking world champion. He was a very famous fighter.
Come on, the Machida era, that lasted one fucking title defense that he should have lost.
True Geordie's been watching MMA for like 10 years longer than me. He knows fuck all about the sport. Do you know what I mean? Like how long you've been watching it for doesn't really matter on the grand scheme of things. It's what you actually know about the sport. Yeah, I still feel like even if you quiz him about like UFC history, I feel like he wouldn't know that much. Like trivia about the champion stuff, I feel like he wouldn't be too good at that.
Yeah, no, I honestly agree. Fucking yeah, his what was his logic? I think he was saying his logic for Adesanya getting the rematch. It was like he's been active. You know, he defended his belt so many times, and I know he got his rematch against Pereira and he won, so he deserves another one now that he's lost again. It's like no, he fucking doesn't.
Yeah, he said that Adesanya, ever since he's won the belt, has defended his belt 3 or 4 times a year, which he defends it twice in 2020, once in 2021, 3 times in 2022, I'll give him that, and then
But
once...
he lost the third fight.
Yep, and then once this year that he lost. So he's not defended 3 or 4 times a year. He's defended it 3 times once. Oh, and that's been twice or once.
It's like he's 1-2 in his fight. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I got to bring up a point about. I made a video about this, but fucking Brett Okamoto's fucking ESPN list is the most AIDS thing I've ever seen. He said Israel Adesanya is still the number one. One bad performance doesn't define it more than one good performance. He's fucking 1-2 in his last 3 fights, cockhead. You can't put him at number 1. He has Sean Strickland at number 5 on the ranked middleweights. He's the UFC champion.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the whole one night thing, the one bad night. Because Adesanya lost to Neil Whitaker, he lost to Romero, he lost to Bahia, he lost to Strickland, he lost to Gamble Hall, which he's been fucking losing. Do you know what I mean? It's not a one bad night thing where he's just randomly lost. He's been having these fights.
Yeah, Brett Okamoto is like the biggest shill, man. Like, and it's like, have you noticed he hasn't actually announced any fucking fights of his own lately? He just Dana White will announce a fight and then he'll go and put it on his Instagram and act like he's fucking breaking some fucking worldwide news that we didn't know. It's like, why do I even fucking follow you? Like, if you're not going to announce any fucking unique fights of your own, then fuck off. Go play golf. Do what the fuck
people that fucking like, the people that fucking break fight nowadays, I feel like are fucking Behunin, fucking Nolan Kine, Marcel Dorf. I feel like they're the only ones that actually break news about fights anymore.
Yeah, and me with the Aussie sometimes, but it's like
true. I mean, you got a fucking better fight to go recently than fucking.
I've not even shitting you. I've posted more fucking unique fight announcements than Brett Okamoto. I don't think he's announced a single fight this year that Dana White or somebody else didn't already announce. He'll put up a photo of the 2 fighters and then, oh, this fight's happening. It's also. It's like, yeah, we knew this 3 hours ago, Brett. Thanks, fucking thanks, Parrot.
Yeah, I don't know if every time you post a fight about an Aussie fight, I feel like 99% of the time it's actually ended up happening, or at least like it's been actually confirmed, like Malkin and Kisrev, something like at least it's actually had some ground to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, I fucking I have like sources in like almost every camp. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my first. I feel like I got close to one. There was one I got close. I think it was. I was the first person on Instagram to report Ian Guy's Song Kanan because I was the first person to look at his story and see that he was fighting Song Kanan. I told Marcel Dorf about it as well and he thanked me for it. I was the first person. I didn't break it or anything. He announced it, but I was the first person to put up my story out of anyone. So I'll take that as a win.
I still can't believe, like, earlier this year, Ian Gary was fighting fucking Song Kanan. That just feels like a fucking, like, something that didn't happen this year. I don't know. It feels weird to see where he is now. He just goes from getting rocked and knocked down by fucking Song Kanan to, like, beating up Neil Magny and accusing of domestic abuse. It's been a weird year.
Yeah, but I want to say something else about True Geordie. When he was in a fight companion for Colby and Usman, the first fight, he didn't know who Jeff Neal was, and he was like, "Fucking." That was when he was fighting Mike Perry. That's when people knew who he was. He was coming up with rankings and shit. He didn't know who Jeff Neal was when he was fighting Mike Perry. I thought that was crazy.
Fucking hell, man.
And he's thinking, "Oh my god!" But can I say this quickly? The worst one when they were watching Colby Usman 2, and they talked over the entire Cornhill Burgos fight. They didn't pay attention to it at all. They weren't paying attention to the fight. It was fucking crazy.
That fight, and something I want to mention, that fight was arguably better than Chandler versus Gaethje, but because it happened afterwards, the fucking hype was just like not there.
True Geordie just didn't talk about it. He was talking about fucking crime and fucking playing poker and shit. Like, True Geordie is the most desperate attempt to seem manly. Smoke cigars, watches fights, watches football, plays poker. You be like, you get to get shit rubbed in your chest. Absolute fucking freak. You're not fooling us. You're some fucking.
Yeah, and he likes women to talk about taking a bigger cock than his.
Yeah, a big black dildo and put it in my arse. Absolute fucking freak, man. What you on about? Like, if that's what you want to do, fair enough. I'm going to judge you, but fucking hell, man, don't act like you're a.
But yeah, don't put on some like fake fucking alpha male Sigma fucking thing.
He calls himself the King of the North. Like, shut the fuck up, you absolute monster, man. The King of the North.
I don't think fucking kings are letting their fucking missos get banged by other dudes. I don't think that's a fucking. You don't have fucking royal blood if your fucking kids aren't your own, mate.
Like, yeah, I didn't tune into fucking Game of Thrones and seeing the fucking Lannisters getting fucking shit on them and fucking shit put in their fucking mouth or anything, man. It's crazy.
I just remember the day that those fucking screenshots coming out. I've never looked at him the same, if I'm being honest.
It's hard. I mean, do you remember? And he said after, it's like we all have our kinks, we all have our preferences.
It's like
some people might foreplay more than others, but that is not the same thing as getting shit on your shit.
Yeah, there's like fetishes and stuff like that, and then just getting fucking feces put on your fucking chest, man.
Yeah. As Corey Anderson once said, there's levels to this, and there's levels.
Exactly. Did you see he's partnered up with fucking Octagon?
Octagon, as in what, the fucking fight promotion and fucking Eastern Europe?
The German promotion, I think it is.
Well, really, with True Geordie?
Yeah, fucking, he's got a fucking sponsorship thing. He's got like some partnership with them.
He doesn't know a single fighter on that roster. There's no way that is true.
I bet you he knows John Hathaway because he watched fucking 8 years ago.
True. But ask him to talk about fucking like Stosic or some shit like that. Or fucking Michaelidis or fucking Losin Keita, fucking Black Panther. I have absolutely no idea who they are.
Oh yeah, I guarantee. Yeah, but he has like a genuine partnership. Well, let me see if I can find something on this. Yeah, I was watching his video, and then out of nowhere, I just see fucking Octagon, and all the responses are saying, "Oh God, Octagon, why would you partner with this cockhead?"
Yeah. I remember him as well talking over the fucking Kevin Lee Gillespie finish and just going, "Oh, he's put me out. Oh wow, didn't get that though."
Yeah, I know he just doesn't care. He's just a fucking casual man.
And then when the whole McGregor Khabib thing was happening, he was bigging up McGregor for the bus thing, saying, "If you're going to talk shit, you got to expect it." And when Khabib jumps the fence, like, "That's fucking disgraceful! What a fucking idiot he is!" He was so fucking biased.
Yeah, did you see his video reacting to the Logan Paul Dylan Dennis face off?
No, but I probably should watch it because I know he's fucking always biased towards Logan Paul.
He was so unbelievably biased, laughing at the most cringe shit and saying, "Yeah, you got to give that to Logan. You got to give that to Logan." It's like, fuck, just say you want Logan to shit on your chest while you're at it, mate. It's like, fucking get off his dick.
It's like what Emily Good always says, man. He literally went from saying Logan Paul's a fucking despicable human being to having these podcasts and being friends with him. Like, just because he came to your podcast doesn't mean he's a fucking better person, my guy. It's not how it works.
Even the KSI fucking Tommy Fury one, he's like fucking rimming to KSI the whole time. It's like,
yeah, how much he fucking rimmed fucking Adesanya and Usman had him on his podcast as well, man. That was fucking I was uncomfortable. I was waiting for my fucking cut the cameras and ask me to fucking shit him. Knowing True Geordie's preferences. Having on all three the fucking African champions was definitely a fucking dream of his, let's be real.
He's like, oh, True Geordie's just like, oh, fuck my wife and shit on my chest while you're at it, mate. He's like, fucking, like, oh, fucking weird, man. He just, I don't know. He can't be objective. Once he knows somebody, he just can't be objective. It's like, There's plenty of fighters I know that I talk to and stuff like that. But if they're fighting someone I don't think they're going to beat, I'm not going to fucking be biased. And you always got to be objective with this sort of stuff. Like nobody's ever going to take True Geordie's analysts' fucking predictions or anything seriously because he's never fucking going to be. Like I bet you he's probably going to end up picking fucking KSI against Tommy Fury.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see. I don't know. True Geordie's pretty good when he did like the fucking the reaction shits with the Lawrence guy, but then ended up being he was a bit of a fucking strange cunt as well with her. But yeah,
I just want to see fucking True Geordie in the boxing ring. For being honest, I just need to see him take a punch.
Yeah, him versus MMA Guru is a fucking dream fight for me though. That in Misfits, Geordie versus Guru. And I just want a picture of his fucking body stiffened out. Guru's fucking walking away from him like fucking Jones McGregor. Following his idol's footsteps, following the Jew's footsteps by getting fucking laid down the canvas for a picture.
He gets knocked out and Guru's like, just to show respect to my opponent, I'm going to shit on his chest for him.
Yeah, that'd be my profile picture on Twitter for the next fucking 5 years. Guru just fucking walking away from fucking True Geordie's fucking unconscious body.
I couldn't stop fucking laughing when Guru did his like next fights to make video, and he's like, for Tracy Cortez's next opponent, I volunteer myself as tribute. I just seeing his fucking face up there was like fucking amazing to see.
The light skinned stare picture where it's like him posing in bed. He kind of looked like True Geordie in that picture as well. He had a bit of True Geordie-esque look to him through the angle. And someone asked him, what's next on Norman? You want? He goes, my lap, probably.
Fucking hell, man.
I think we need to get on that though. The two things we need to do, we need to do a live fight companion for Jackson versus Miltic. We need to do a fucking updated best women's fighter tier list. Best looking women's fighter.
We got to. We actually got to do a fucking live companion for that fucking card at this point.
I think so.
Have you watched the press conference or anything?
I've seen the clips and I've seen the fucking the face off and everything.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. It's so fucking weird. It's like it's at 175 pounds as well, which is like, yeah, I guess that's better than 170, but it's still like fucking no way. Pat Miletich is like fucking like Pat Miletich is still going to be on like fucking death's door making 175.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite funny though. I don't know. It's going to be hard. We've got the hardest job to get the time zones right of any fucking podcast on YouTube. We've got the fucking most awkward schedule for it, but I think we could probably make it work. Depends on when it's on.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, fucking. I don't know. I feel like we're the only fucking podcast talking about this fight, if we're being honest. Like, I can't imagine.
We should be commentating that event, let's be real. It should be fucking penis to fly out.
There should be like a fucking. They should be like, I don't know, since in the build-up, did you see the fucking, when they first announced there's like a battle of ideologies and ages coming together or something like that? They should have like a commentary, like Antifa fucking BLM, like fucking commentary booth. And they should have like some far-right commentary booth. And then they should have us as like a neutral commentary booth.
We're like the ESPN broadcast. We're the fucking mainstream ones.
Yeah, we're mainstream. There's like a fucking extremist side on the right. It's like fucking literal, like fucking like alt-right guys. And then on the left is like some wacky fucking alt-left, like fucking leftist fucking cockheads. Like, it's like fucking some Antifa type people. And then, then we're just the neutral central ground, but we still hate Mike Jackson. And
it cuts down and it says, and here is the neutral commentary. We're both wearing fucking Pat Miletich shirts.
We're wearing like fucking a photo of like Pat Miletich, like fucking at that fucking protest shit in like the fucking attacks or whatever it was.
Yeah, but yeah, we definitely should get brought in for that though. I'm actually surprised. Well, the least they could, like, if they're going to do like a hype package for it, they could use one of our clips talking about the fight or something. They need to do something. We're the only ones fucking promoting this fight.
Yeah, literally, like one of my posts talking about Mike Jackson versus Pat Miletich just randomly like got all these comments out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, my video is one of the first things that must come up when people look up the fight. So it's like, yeah, but I'm really hoping Pat Miletich isn't just going to get fucking absolutely starched in the first round. That'd be really depressing.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think we get a good reaction though. Fucking if Miletich won, that'd be a good fucking clip there for Rat and Tail Live.
Just Pat Miletich actually Tomahawk elbow KOs fucking Mike Jackson against the fence. It's like the Diego Sanchez, Matt Brown KO.
Yeah, I think if we do a live fight companion, I think we need to put the face cam on. We need to get the debut of the Benny P face cam.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was thinking about getting to like 500 subscribers or something like that, just to like hype it up a little bit. You know,
the face review. Yeah.
Yeah, just even on a lot of the people who subscribe to this are probably from my Instagram, because like a lot of people just get to my Instagram from the Jack Jenkins clip. But still, yeah, I'm thinking about it. I don't just not have the camera on. This is all a strategic marketing move. I'm always about the marketing moves. That's why I don't have the camera on. I've got to build up the fucking mystique around it, you know?
Maybe I just keep wearing the beanie, and then people forget that I took it off for many episodes, and then I build up a beanie reveal. That's what maybe before.
I'll just do what MMA Guru does, and I'll just fucking hide all the fucking old videos that we put up, and then because you know he used to do so many videos about the beanie on, and then fucking he hit all of them videos.
Yeah, that's what we missed out on. Apparently, he has some good takes. I think he picked Brandon Davis to beat Zabit as well.
Oh my god! I remember him picking Anthony Pettis to beat Wonderboy. That's probably his like best ever fucking prediction.
By second round KO as well.
Yeah.
He picked Derek Lewis to beat DC, which is an interesting one.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a weird one. I remember everybody fucking unanimously just being like, yeah, Derek Lewis is getting fucked up. And then I watched this MMA Guru guy. The first time I ever watched him actually was the Justin Gaethje versus Cowboy Cerrone, because I was like a big Cowboy fan, and I found this YouTube channel like, wow, this guy's picking Cowboy Cerrone. It's like, oh, okay, I got to subscribe to this guy, and then Cowboy just gets brutally fucked up by Gaethje.
I think that was the card where he got every fight wrong. I think he literally picked every fight, maybe apart from one of the prelims wrong in that fight on that card.
Yeah, I think he picked Crute, and Crute lost to Serkinov.
Yeah.
Definitely would have picked Michelle Bahia. So Bahia lost.
He picked Carlos Jr., he picked Krylov, I think he picked Todd Duffy as well, but that was a no contest.
The main event, he picked Cow. That he probably did get every fight wrong. I feel like that's more impressive than getting every fight right, is getting every fight wrong. That's like it's pretty impressive, to be honest.
I know I've said this before, I came scarily close to getting the Munoz Edgar card all wrong. If it wasn't for my fucking Lord and Saviour Matthew Semmelsberger against Minus, would have got every fight in that card wrong.
Oh my god.
Munoz should be Edgar before.
I think the worst I've ever done is only getting 3 fights right on the card, so...
And to be fair to him, Carlos Jr. probably should have won that Uriah Hall fight as well, in hindsight.
I think the card I got most fights wrong on, it might have been the Edmund Shabazian versus Derek Brunson card, but there's only like fucking 6 fights on that card.
Yeah, that was when they had like a fucking 4-fight main card and a 3-fight prelims.
I know, they literally had no prelims. The prelims got taken off because there was so few fights.
That was the Sakai Overeem card that had no prelims.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the Brunson card did have prelims, had 3 prelims. You can check it was the Overeem Sakai fight where they had like 7 fights in a row on the main card.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've just seen it then.
Because that was the first one I watched all the way through, was the Overeem Sakai one. That was the first one I watched Guru stream all the way through for.
During them fucking COVID cards where they'll just be, they were the worst. They were the worst because you'd wake up and you're like, oh fuck, I hope that fight I'm looking forward to actually happens today, and it'd be like, we have some unfortunate news. Like, oh, for fuck's sake, man! Like, do you remember when Ion Kutalaba versus Magomed Ankalaev got fucking cancelled like 4 times?
Yes, I do. Yes, I fucking do. Every fucking fight night it got rebooked. I remember being so excited for that when it finally happened. When they were in the cage, I was like, oh my god, it's happening! It's happening.
I know. I remember being like, and I remember Kutalaba got COVID like 3 times. He was the first I think they were saying he was like the first person in history to ever get COVID 3 times. Like, they're actually saying that Ion Kutalaba was like some medical fucking anomaly because he kept getting COVID.
And then there was like Ed Herman started getting annoyed because he had a bunch of fights on one card cancelled. There was fucking Trevin Giles fucking fainting before he fought Kevin Holland. And was it fucking Jamal Emmers pulled out while Chaz Skelly was in the cage.
And he's just Chaz Skelly's just in the fucking cage, and then they go on the mic. Due to Jamal Emmers having back spasms, this fight has been cancelled. And Chaz Skelly just raises his arms up like he's won.
And there was a couple of them fights though, like because of COVID, that we never got to see. Like Barboza Emmett was announced. That we never got to see that. We never got to see fucking Arnold Allen versus Jeremy Stevens. That'd been fun. Or Dober versus Diego Ferreira. Or let's fucking we were supposed to get Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Hernandez. I'll never forget that we never got to see that fight.
Fuck, imagine if fucking Hernandez would have had like a solid chance to just like fucking KO Islam at that time as well.
Would have been interesting. And we also never got to see Shamil Darkimov versus Cyril Gahn, which would have been good.
And then we never got to see Cyril Gahn versus fucking Sergey Pavlovich like 3 times or however many times that was booked.
Yeah. Or Pavlich Aspinall, or Cyril Gahn versus Ante Deliha on Fight Island.
Oh my god! What else was there? There was like a really weird fight that got booked. I'm trying to remember.
We're supposed to get Sadiq Yusuf, Edson Barboza on Fight Island, and eventually we're getting to see it in fucking 2 weeks from now, or 3 weeks from now.
It all works, and that it was also booked for October as well when it was booked.
Yeah, and do you remember when the co-main event of Home Aldana was going to be Oliveira versus Dariush?
Yeah, I know. Fucking, how much would that have changed the fucking timeline? Like,
I know. Because at that time, people forget Dariush was not a serious contender until he beat Gamrot. Really, even after the Ferguson fight, people didn't take him seriously.
Then I'm trying to think. There was that same card. Charles Oliveira was like fucking booked against. It was originally it was apparently Charles Oliveira versus RDA. Then it was fucking RDA versus Islam. Then it was RDA versus like fucking Dariush. Like they just kept changing who RDA was fighting on one card, and then it came out RDA was meant to be fighting Islam.
Do you remember was at the Khabib Gaethje pay-per-view where it was meant to be Khabib Gaethje, Zabit versus Yair, or it's got to be Makhachev versus RDA? That was maybe the most stacked card ever. Then none of the fights really happened.
Yeah, no, that was fucking sad. I remember watching that Khabib Gaethje card with my mates over, and then my mate had bet on fucking Da Young. Like, he had bet so much money on him. And then the fucking, all we hear is 28-28, 28-28. This fight is a majority draw. And he's like, oh my fucking God. He bet like fucking $80 or some shit on Dan Young.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, you look at that fight at the time, Dan Young's a fucking mega prospect. Did you remember that fucking elbow fucking Dan Young landed on Sam Alvey in the 3rd round? What a fucking shot I was. Sam Alvey just ate it like a beast.
Sam Alvey's the new karate combat goat. He's going to knock out fucking... Oh, I forgot what his name is now. He's going to knock out...
He's fighting Craig Combat as well.
He's taken everybody out. What is that guy's name? It's fucking...
Raymond Daniels?
No. He used to be in Glory. I'm trying to... Oh, fuck. What's his name? Is
it the guy from fucking Azerbaijan?
No. He's like a American guy. He trained with Sean Strickland in preparation, I'm pretty sure, for Alex Bahia.
I think I'm talking about now.
Yeah, the thing is, I fucking know his name. I was literally talking about him the other day on one of my videos. Calls out... Oh, where the fuck is it? Oh, Ross Levine. Sam Alvey called out Ross Levine, so he's probably going to fucking die in his next karate combat fight because Ross Levine is like a serious kickboxer.
Yeah, but you never know. Sam Alvey's the win streak's on now, 2 fights in a row. You never know what can happen. But what
were you going to say, sorry?
I was going to say, what do you think the shittest COVID card was that just got completely destroyed by pullouts?
Oh, it was probably probably Shabazian versus fucking Brunson. That was the card where Holland versus Giles got pulled, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the one that had like Luke Hay versus Randy Brown and Joanne versus Maya. Bobby Green Venata rematch as well.
Oh, I guess that one wasn't too bad. Maybe
Home Aldana had De Castro versus Carlos Felipe as the co-main event.
Oh, okay, yeah, then probably that card.
I don't know if you can find the main card for that one, but it was fucking horrible. That card was so bad. Home versus Aldana, Jesus.
Yeah, there was definitely some fucking dark ages. I remember fucking Tim Elliott fought like fucking 5 times in 2020.
Yeah, there was Tim Elliott versus Ryan Barron. It was a co-main event in Fight Island.
Yeah, God.
There was a good one though. There was like Whitaker Till was quite a good card. That was like a fucking 15-fight card. And
that was a great card. Tom Aspinall's debut. Hamzat Chimaev was on that card.
Yeah, Paul Craig versus Antigulov. There was Rodriguez Esparza.
The Shogun Nogueira trilogy.
Yeah. Gustafsson versus Werdum.
God, I remember everybody being on Gustafsson for that fight.
Yeah.
And then he just gets fucking subbed by Verdum. And I was like, oh, yep, Gustafsson's definitely done.
There was Alex Oliveira versus Peter Sobotta on the main card. Peter Sobotta, who was like born in Germany, lives in Poland, and represents Jamaica. Like fucking. He came out with the Jamaican flag because he wanted to represent one love and peace. That's why the Jamaican flag was UFC fight.
I remember all these comments from like Jamaicans saying, "Can this fucking pussy stop representing us and stop losing?" The guy
lost all his fights.
Peace and love, and they're all just like, "Can this cunt fucking stop representing us?" Because all he does is fucking lose.
I mean, I kind of get it, to be honest, because Peter Sobotta fucking lost all the time. Like, he was not a good fighter.
I can just imagine some like fucking black supremacists in Jamaica just being like, "Can this fucking white boy stop representing us and stop fucking losing?"
It's not even really white. I think Peter Sobotta might be mixed race. He's the way he looks. I think he's like fully white.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just like. To be fair, I've never paid attention to any Peter Sobotta fights.
I might be misremembering, but I feel like he looked a bit mixed race looking Peter Sobotta. I don't think he just looked like a white guy, but yeah, I don't know. I picked Alex Oliveira to beat Shavkat at his debut.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't know Shavkat. That was still my first year of watching. So I was probably watching the sport for about 7 months at that point. I didn't know who Shavkat was, and I was like, oh, Oliveira's tough, probably gets the win there. But yeah, it didn't happen, unfortunately.
God, yeah, what a fall from grace for Cowboy Oliveira, though. Like,
yeah,
getting KO'd by Kiefer Crosby.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
Jesus Christ. I'm trying. Do you remember the Chiesa versus Magny card? That was notoriously fucking terrible.
Oh my god, that was meant to be Hamza Chimaev versus Leon Edwards.
Yeah, and then one of the only good fights in the card was Mason Jones, Mike Davis, and it was like the fucking first fight in the prelims.
Oh, that fight was crazy. You know how I remember that card? I remember that card specifically because that was fucking Joe Biden's inauguration day. I just remember watching fucking Chiesa just fucking lay on top of Magny for 5 rounds, waking up and then saying, "Oh, Joe Biden's been fucking inaugurated."
But yeah, the other fight was Umar versus Morozov, but the main card had Roxanne Modafferi versus Arawahu and Ike Villanueva versus Vinicius Moore. They were like 0-10 in the UFC.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that fight being like the fucking like the whose fucking chin will get cracked first. Like I was actually hyped.
It was like the fucking featured fight the card.
I was hyped for that fight. It's like, wow, we actually get to see one of these guys actually win a fight.
Yeah, Vinicius Moore with the fucking jiu-jitsu tattoo across his chest and didn't shut a fucking takedown. Absolutely fucking spit.
He beat that guy in the PFL who's like fighting in the finals, I'm pretty sure. The Brazilian guy.
Ferreira?
Yeah, he beat Ferreira, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he beat another guy. Was it John Allen? I think he beat him in the Contender Series. He beat John Allen. But then never won the UFC once.
The Fight Night guys, one of the Fight Night guys like loved John Allen for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know. It was like fucking. It was like 1-1 and 1 in the UFC. The fucking no contest.
Yeah, I think Craig Allen really liked him. I don't know why. He was just a real big fan. I think he might have picked John Allen against Dustin Jacoby.
Yeah,
I could be wrong on that though.
I think the co-main event in that Chiesa Magny card was, I think it was Warley Alves versus Manilo Zez, I think. With fucking the body kicks.
I'm gonna look up Ike Villanueva. See if I wonder if he's fought since he lost to Pedro.
I think he had a boxing match or a bare knuckle fight, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. You know what's sad about that Pedro fight? He literally brought his son for that fucking fight.
Yeah,
and
he was in his corner.
Destroyed. Yeah, I know. That's really sad when you look at it.
Because you always expect your dad, like, if your dad's in the UFC, you kind of expect more of him, and then he just gets absolutely just destroyed. It's kind of sad.
But at the end of the day, Ike Villanueva's friends with Mike Jackson, so he deserves it. So Ike Villanueva fought a boxing match against Matt Kovacs, who is 42 years old and 18 and 19 in MMA.
Have you heard about the absolute heater that Cage Warriors booked for the London card?
No, what is it?
Have you got Tapology up?
Yeah.
Go on Cage Warriors. I think it's 153. I think
153. Yep.
Is that the London card?
Wait, nothing came up. Wait, let me look up Cage Warriors. Did you say 153?
I think so. I think it might be that. Or maybe 163 actually. I think.
Yeah, it says yeah. So yeah, 163 because yeah, 153 has already happened. So
Yeah, so 163 is it? That's London, yeah.
yeah, London.
And it's got like what name a random fight in there, just so I know it's the right one.
Johnny Quinn versus Tom Wright.
Yeah, and there's a fight on there. Look at the fight between Jenny Line and Awa So, and tell me that's not a fucking heater of a fight.
Oh my god, 0-3, 1-3. What the fuck?
Go on Jenny Line's Tapology. She's about 44.
What the fuck?
Because Awa So, she's friends with Morgan Shari, so she brings all the French fans with her, and they're desperately trying to get her to win.
She has lost to a 0-2 opponent, a 6-5 opponent, a 0-0 opponent. Her amateur career, she lost to a 4-4 opponent, a 0-0 opponent, a 5-1 opponent, a 1-1 opponent. She beat a 0-1 opponent. She beat a 0-0 opponent by split decision, and then beat a 1-0 opponent by decision. Lost to a 0-0 opponent by split decision. Yeah, Jesus Christ, why is this fight happening?
They are trying to get Awa So to win desperately. That is the best attempt. They've got a fucking 0-3 fucking 44-year-old to fight her.
Oh my god! And then her one win was a 0-3 fighter by split decision. Then she really doesn't like armbars. Lost to a 2-1 opponent by armbar, a 1-0 opponent by Americana. Lost to Kate back kick by rear naked. Jesus Christ, she's just losing by every submission known to man.
Yeah, Kate Beckett's the fucking anti-great bit and top team girl. She beat Alice as well before. So. But the saving grace of that card is the boy Angus Hughes in that card as well, though. So I'll be good.
Yeah, I did notice that. Is this going to be the return of Dennis Seaver?
Oh yeah, that's the Dublin card. Yeah, apparently there's a rumor going around that Dennis Seaver's got to be fighting the main event against maybe Paul Hughes of the Dublin card.
What?
Yeah, apparently that's well. If he's the main event, it's in Dublin. You'd imagine it'd be fucking Paul Hughes because Paul Hughes called it Hardwick for that card, but Hardwick is apparently not ready to turn around that quickly. I think, or apparently that's just not likely to happen. But yeah, so that might be Paul Hughes versus Dennis Seaver. Apparently,
that is. I mean, hey,
super fight.
When is Dennis Seaver hasn't fought since the UFC, right?
Yeah, he's not fought since. I think he won his last fight against like BJ Penn or some shit and retired in 2017 or something. I think.
Yeah, I know he got signed to like ACA, but he never ended up fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got booked in 2017 against Martin van Staden, some South African guy, but it got cancelled because he suffered a shoulder injury. He's 44 years old, man.
If you check, there's another Cage Wars guy who just got booked for a fight. Can you search up Chris Douglas? And it's Douglas with 2 S's.
Chris Douglas.
Yeah, tell me he ain't the next big undefeated star. He's the next big undefeated fighter for Cage Wars.
6-0. Whoa.
Yeah.
The body Chris Douglas.
Yeah. And check his fucking age and his record and tell me he ain't the fucking next one up.
37 years old.
Yep.
He's beat a 0-0 opponent in 2010. What the fuck? Yeah. He hasn't fought since 2015. What the fuck?
Yeah, they brought him back to fight Naglis Kanasauskas, who's this fucking Lithuanian striker guy. He's quite decent. I think they're trying to get my good win by getting him something that's undefeated but not very good.
What a weird fuck. So he's the promotions he's fought for don't even like fucking exist. Like they're Strike and Submit Championships is like one of the. Oh my god, he fought for some Supremacy Fight Challenge. That sounds really racist. So he fought Chris 1-0. Oh, he beat a 1-0 guy. Let's see what that guy's record is now. Oh, he's 1-2. What a surprise. He beat a 0-3 guy. Let's see what his record is now. Oh, he's 1-11. Oh my god, this guy is fucking so fat. Beat 11-15. Oh, now he's 14-19. Oh my god.
A beast. A true beast.
I honestly, I love when like they bring back fighters who haven't fought for like fucking ages, and then it's like, oh, this is gonna be a banger. It's like fucking George Soperopoulos got booked against this Josh Togo guy a few months ago. It ended up happening, and I went to a fucking no contest. But George Soperopoulos he looks like a 45-year-old man because he is a 45-year-old man.
Yeah. I don't know. Cage Warriors has got some interesting fights they're booking right now.
I mean, fucking same with Eternal right now. Fucking Eternal's got some interesting fights. They've got the main event for this weekend for Eternal is Ben Johnston versus a 2-2 Korean guy, I believe. Yeah, really interesting matchup. It's the main event. 2-1 Ben Johnston. 3-1 Ben Johnston versus 2-2 Jun Seo Shin, who's 19 years old, has been KO'd by a 0-1 opponent, KO'd by a 2-5 opponent, and is 0-2 as an amateur. And their only win is against a 1-2 opponent and a 1-0 opponent.
What are some like outside the UFC fights that you're annoyed never got to see? Like cancelled fights outside the UFC?
I mean, just because I was meant to be there, it was Jack Della Maddalena was meant to fight this like Iranian dude in Perth, but ended up getting cancelled because of COVID restrictions. But I personally, I just wish I got to see that fight because I would have been there live.
Yeah, I am actually, just for the intrigue of the stylistic matchup, I always want to see how CLD versus Jesse Taylor played out, you know?
Yeah, I wanted to see that.
I honestly, I was going to pick CLD by submission. I think it would have happened as well, but I was just interested.
Jesse Taylor, that would have been cool to see.
Yeah.
Imagine if Jesse Taylor beat him though.
Yeah, I know. That is the risk of that one because Jesse Taylor, I bet he ended up fighting after that and he lost, I think, by submission.
Oh, you got triangle choked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse Taylor's like a really weird case. Like, he never really got to have a UFC career because he fucking popped. It's like, imagine how different his career would have been if he didn't get caught and he just actually fought in the UFC, like in his prime as well.
He might fight Bilal Muhammad.
Imagine if he just like fucking destroyed Bilal Muhammad.
I know. Yeah, I mean, if he didn't get caught, you never know what could have happened.
Like, he was, and he would have got to the UFC too if he just could have controlled himself as well. Like,
I know. Twice he fucking messed up.
yeah, what a fucking weird career. Wow, he's been fighting since 2006 as well. That's fucking insane.
I'm gonna think. Do you wrap this up quickly?
Yeah, we'll wrap this up. Fuck, I think this is the longest episode we've done though.
Yeah, I think so. By a good bit as well.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. So I guess the thumbnail will be fucking Ronnie Lawrence.
Ronnie Lawrence.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, ladies, gents, and those in between, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. You know, if you've made it this far, you know, drop this video a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And yeah, if you made it this far, then fucking good on you, because I don't know how, but thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Any of the fucking hardcore fucking hour plus watchers.
Yeah, fucking definitely. All right, well, yeah, thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Nice one, see you later, mate.